scared, I'll give you a heads up before I touch you. Like right now, for instance.
Silas, what are you wearing? Hi, man. What did we say? Move over. What did we say about those earmuffs? Why? He has no fashion sense. Well, welcome everyone! We're back here with some more Caleb shit. We still haven't finished the first chapter. Last time I think he drugged us? Maybe? He might have drugged us. Which... deep shade of red, but you know, luckily here we are red-green colorblind, so all red flags look like green flags. But hi, Ruma and Raycon. Welcome in, everyone. I'm gonna go and suffer through some combat. I don't want to do combat, but we're gonna do combat. Give me a second to readjust my goddamn mic. Pursuit! Pursuit! I just want to battle out of the fucking way. Because I don't particularly enjoy battling. I'm more here for the story than anything else.
An appetizer? Look out!
Alright.
Be careful, don't...
It was just careless. My turn.
I fucking missed.
Doomsday?
Descends.
Yippee!
Are you up for a joyride later?
Where do you want to take me?
That was
Yes.
very quick. Great, we love it. Don't make me do more. Don't make me do more. I would like... fuck. I could... instead we're suffering through it now. I always wondered if there was an actual gameplay and not just a visual.
Entertaining
There
as
is.
it is, it's still not enough.
There is so much gameplay.
Careful. Don't
Like,
let it hit you.
it's actually crazy. It isn't just looking at hot guys, sadly, but I'm just very high level for this. This is like a 15 level, level 15 level, and I'm like level 70 something. So, just a bit overpowered.
Okay.
That's fine though.
Say so.
We do it.
Be
Oh,
careful. Don't let it hit you.
Yep,
was
there we
quick.
go.
I haven't even caught the scent of fear yet.
That's fine. Yeah, this is most of the game. Most of the game, like most daily tasks I have to do is just that. It's just battling. Oh my god! Fuck off! With your challenges! Level 21? Yeah, we'll be fine. I just want to look at hot guys! I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to fight. It also
Doesn't
auto
matter
battle. What if we
whose
just
place
auto
this.
battle? Because auto battle is a thing. You can just mindlessly grind. But you know,
Doomsday?
I don't generally use it.
Silence.
It can't escape. Halfway.
It's a minor injury.
Come here.
don't
Are you
dodge,
up
do you?
for a joyride
Right.
later?
Awesome!
Where do you want to take me?
Yippee!
Yes.
If there's more. If there's more, I'm gonna be very upset. Don't do it to me. Here we go. We get back to lore now. We love lore. We love lore. Alright. Caleb!
Why are you staring off into space? Mission's over. But hide the blood on your sleeve before heading inside.
Oh.
Since you're a grown-up now, I won't cover for you this time.
So stay where you are, Caleb! Bitch blew up. Open my eyes only to be greeted by warm sunlight on my face. I cast a dazzling hazy halo. As my vision slowly clears, all I see is the snow-white ceiling above. It was all just a dream? I sigh, rubbing my pounding temples. I feel drained, my body heavy. Last night I was supposed to act like I was sleeping, but somehow I got dizzy and actually slept. He did drug us. He did drug us! Random thoughts raced through my mind, and I grabbed my phone. The screen shows I missed many calls. All of them are from Zane. Oh no, Zane! I'm alive, I swear.
Can't reach his guardians, which could be a problem. I'll have everything arranged by tomorrow night at the latest.
I'll bring coffee to you at that time. Oh no, Kevy! I dialed this number, but the call never connects. Put on my slippers and rushed up to the door while texting Zane. I opened the door. A barrage of loud news alerts burst forth as morning sunlight cast a gentle glow on the floor. I change and run into the living room, only to smack right into a solid chest.
You're awake.
Hi! Caleb's emerged from the bathroom. Steam is coming off his body. I hold my phone and step back, meeting his surprised gaze. I feel my heart pounding in my chest. When did you get back?
Around the crack of dawn.
He casually dries his hair with a towel and walks to the dining table. He grabs a piece of toast.
Why are you in a rush to leave?
No reason. Come to my senses, scrambling for a decent excuse. Oh, something came up. I won't be back in time for lunch.
Need a ride?
Oh, I'm good. I'll be back before the sun sets. Oh. I freeze, staring somewhat incredulously at the screen in the middle of the living room. The missing kid has been found?
Yep.
Takes a bite of his toast as he approaches me. He places one hand on the back of the couch, his eyes looking over the news.
During last night's operation, they found him in a small garden, not far from the blockade. Oh, and he was holding a fragment of what appeared to be an ether core.
About that.
He's okay, and the fleet's currently holding onto that shard.
Oh,
If you're really worried, I'll keep a closer eye on his medical updates for you.
I see. Technically speaking, I should have felt relieved that Caleb found him. But there's this weird tension in the air, still, weighing down my heart like a dark cloud. Once Kevy's condition stabilizes, they should allow visitors, right? I want to see him.
Sure thing, Pipsqueak. But why the long face?
Caleb used to be against me getting involved in anything related to the explosion, yet he's suddenly cool with it. If this whole thing really was just an accident, a series of coincidences, then I should feel okay about it. I'm worried about him. The question I still want to ask remains in my mouth. I take a deep breath to calm myself, and notice a faint scent of something metallic. Almost drowned out by the fragrance of his shower gel, it reminds me of blood. I grab his hand. Did you get into a fight during last night's cleanup? Are you hurt anywhere?
I'm a-okay.
I thoroughly check his hand to ensure there are no injuries.
Really, I'm fine. But
All of a sudden, a cold hand touches my forehead.
looks like your fever's gone.
I had a fever?
Yeah. As soon as I got back, I heard you calling out to me in your sleep. So I figured I'd make sure you were doing okay. Was it a nightmare or something?
It's nothing. Maybe it's because I've been pushing myself too hard lately. Maybe it was that nightmare from this. Either way, I feel anxious. I glance at Caleb, who's grabbing a jacket. Nudges my shoulder to direct me elsewhere.
Why don't you wash up first? I didn't get a chance to take you somewhere yesterday. Do you want to go out today?
I hesitate and Before I can nod, his phone vibrates.
It's me. What happened? What's going on?
Voice on the other end of the call wipes the smile of Caleb's face, his brows furrowed.
All right.
What's wrong?
Mia passed away.
The kid died? That moment, silence extends and wraps around my ear. Sunlight hits the ground, but still up like vines that steals my breath. He died? According to the documents I read, Mia went into septic shock because of her burns. They couldn't save her. Zane examined Mia's emergency treatment records, which perfectly matched the fleet's public statement. The medical records are too thorough. It's almost as if they're hiding something. Besides, no one actually witnessed Mia's death. After the academic conference ended, Zane retrieved a classified file and departed with the medical team. He took these mysteries with him. And once he confirmed my safety, he didn't ask any more questions. As for Kevy, whoever went to such lengths to find him clearly wants him alive, for now at least. Don't be too hard on yourself. The story doesn't end there. The remains of the siblings' parents were found aboard the small vessel Joseph had taken, which further proves his involvement. The First Space Fleet stepped in to address public concerns and quickly arranged an adoptive family for Kevy. Everything progressed at an unnatural rapid pace. Their flawless response is too perfect. It's like watching a chess game where every move has been planned in advance.
Is the explosion incident a result of the fleet's negligence?
Has the fleet taken any steps to reflect on its actions? With the full-scale lockdown fast approaching, are there any new protocols in place?
Beyond the barricade tape, reporters and photographers with cameras of all sizes gather together, yet it's eerily calm in front of Mia's grave. When the funeral ends, the crowd disperses. Kevy stands alone by the tombstone, fiddling with a black armband that continues to slide down. His face is smooth and boyish. There are neither crystals nor grief. Kevy, are you okay?
Miss?
He looks up at me, studying my expression before revealing a smile.
Yeah, the professor has been very nice. I'm moving to a new place soon.
The professor? Is he the one who adopted Kevy? I'm sorry, I planned to show up that night, but if I had found you sooner...
It's okay. The fleet found me in the end.
Speaks before I can continue, his expression almost devoid of emotion. It's composed. But I thought you said you didn't want to go with the fleet. Something's still off. Kevin managed to avoid being detected, even when they did thorough searches. The fleet didn't find him right until...
Don't worry, miss. I'll be okay in my new home. I'll miss my sister.
He speaks as if he's stating a fact. And why would a person be sad about something that already became a fact? It's as if I'm the only one, not quite ready to face reality yet. I push down the sadness bubbling inside me and give him Lucia, who's been cleaned. There's the plushie Mia left behind. It should stay with its owner. Kevy frowns, glances at the photo on the tombstone surrounded by flowers and toys, as if trying to figure out who the person is.
I don't like toys, but because it's from you, I'll take it.
Confusion in his eyes only lasts a moment. When he looks up again, he has that serene smile on his face. After Kevy heads off with his new family, I stay where I am, and I hear a familiar voice behind me. Hello. Bye! Caleb tips his head and sets down a fresh bouquet at Mia's grave.
I'm sorry. Some fleet business got in the way.
It's okay. As your assistant, it's normal for me to represent you when needed. For a long time, we sat there, silently observing the bright smile on the tombstone.
How's Kevy doing?
He's doing almost too great to be true.
Maybe the kid's just putting up a front. So, he hasn't really come to terms with his family and sister being gone from this world.
That can't be right. The doubt echoing in my mind almost escapes my lips. I slowly close my eyes and calm down. In less than 2 days, Kevy's condition completely changed from what I saw that night. This must be the fleet's doing. It seemed an unseen force pushed for rapid completion of Mia's funeral and Kevy's adoption. Does this mean Caleb knows what's really going on? Many adults struggle with tragedies such as these. I can only imagine what it's like for a child. Thinking on what I'm saying, Caleb gives my shoulder a comforting squeeze. It looks like he wants to say more, but he just lowers his head. There's a bit of sadness in his eyes.
Don't be too disheartened.
Okay. Ever since the explosion, everything has been wrapped up too well. The wind pushes one of the toys near the tombstone. It rolls and stops at my feet. Caleb bends down to pick it up. He dusts it off, and his insignia gleams silver under the dim light. I play with the hem of my shirt, and hold back the questions, itching to escape my mouth. I've known Caleb for a long time. I shouldn't doubt him without any evidence. Doubt him!
Let's go. We can relax somewhere else.
I don't trust him.
Colonel?
The communication device on Caleb's wrist vibrates. He grimaces.
What is it?
There's a large group of reporters outside. They're making a scene.
I'll see what's going on.
Yes, Colonel.
Yes. Go ahead, I want to spend some more time with Mia.
Okay. I'll be right back.
Caleb. Just as he's about to leave, I stop him. I want to ask something. I look into that familiar gaze, letting go of the hem I've been clutching. I smile at him. No matter what happens, I can always trust you, right?
Of course.
He moves his arm, seemingly about to ruffle my hair, yet he stops and instead pats my shoulder. He doesn't want the dirt on his hands to get in my hair.
Wait for me.
Caleb, what the fuck are you hiding? More people leave, the cemetery quiets down. I go for a stroll, walking along a gravel path. I'm closer to the exit. But the question I couldn't bring myself to ask keeps flooding my mind. If the first space fleet were the ones who caused the explosion, what could their motive be? How much does Caleb actually know? Is there some untold story to how he became part of the first space fleet? Is it related to the ether core fragment? Thank you, Caitlin! Mega egg. Hi! I'm egg. I do like eggs. I don't like this. I should probably change my alerts at some point, but at the same time, I'm living for like the 2020 cringe. Or 2022 cringe. That's part of me now. Thank you for the biddies. I appreciate it. Hi. The fleet was desperate to get their hands on Kevy. It was just about the ether core fragment. They wouldn't have rescued him unless...
Unless the kid has something more valuable.
Hi! Sorry. Hi. Cool breeze interrupts my thoughts. I turn around to see a dark figure behind me. He leans against his tombstone, his tongue darting in and out like a snake. Cracks and blotches decorate his face.
In this world, a lot of people want an ether
Hey.
core, but only a select few can handle its power without being devoured. And finding individuals like that is incredibly rare.
It's you again.
You're not even pretending to be surprised.
Why are you here?
To kill you, obviously.
I mean, a graveyard would be the proper place for that. Oh. How lame. Ignoring his bluff, I pull back my gun. Who are you? Are you one of Ever's assassins, or just someone who's interested in the ether core?
You managed to avoid the correct answer.
Oh? He smirks, his expression showing no sign of being amiable. I'm waiting. Been a bit working on finding better work, but where I am, small opportunities, but I had to try. You got this! I believe in you! Holds out his hand to me.
Let me introduce myself properly. I'm Caleb's friend. You can call me Viper.
Hi, Viper. What a fitting name. Seeing how I don't react, he shrugs and takes back his hand. Are you implying that what happened to Kevi was caused by his ability to use an ether core?
Don't be too suspicious. Though, seeing you be manipulated like this is annoying. I'm here to lend a hand. Don't you want to know what the Fleet and Caleb are really up to?
I do. What made you think I'll believe you? I believe him because I'm gullible. When I express my doubts, he's caught off guard.
Fair point.
While we're talking, the faint hum of his car drifts from the cemetery and extends over the wall. I look in its direction. Freaking frogs. Just that, the freaking frogs, yay. Yay, frog. Enjoy your taco. The rear window slowly goes down. Kevi waves at me, an iron fence between us. I can discern who the person next to him is. It's probably his new guardian.
What a lucky kid. Saved from the fate of being a normal person. It's better to dance to the tune of the strong than live a plain life. A pawn is still a pawn. But they have a chance to survive to the end of a large chess game.
What have you done to him?
Finally, you're asking the right questions.
A hint of mockery flickers in those gray eyes that are fixed on me.
Don't you care about him? Go and see for yourself.
Without realizing it, I catch a small shiny object that was crawling towards me. I open my palm to see a uniquely shaped disc.
Tomorrow afternoon, Shell 7, 93rd Azure Way Road. See you later.
See ya. Bye. A figure sways with the wind before instantly vanishing like a mist. Okay. Lurking! That's what I do! I lurk a lot! L7, 93rd Azure Way Road. A beautiful and secluded villa sits in a wide vale. It's impossible to tell whether the building is surrounded by mist or flowing clouds. The signal jammer Viper gave me allows me to silently scale the back wall and enter the courtyard. Tree's shadow casts diagonal lines across the grass and meticulously trimmed shrubs. The wrought iron fence enclosing the entire space resembles a carefully crafted prison. What exactly does Viper want me to see? Walking around the tree's shadow, I notice a familiar figure standing at the center of the garden.
Miss, you're visiting me.
He smiles, seemingly unperturbed by my sudden appearance. It's nice to see you again, Kevi. I respond with a grin that holds an equal amount of warmth to his smile. Is this your new home? Is everything okay?
The professor said I'd finish my coursework here. He thinks I'm talented, but I still have much to learn.
As I move closer, I find that Kevi's holding a brightly colored bird in his hands.
I found it. in the garden.
It pinches its talons and watches the small bird struggle.
If I break its wings, it can stay here forever. It will die very quickly, though. The professor said if we damage the bird's neuromuscular system, it won't be able to fly, but it will believe it can. Slowly, it'll get used to its life on the ground. The bird will then forget that it's supposed to fly.
Heavy! The fuck? The bone-chilling voice, with childlike innocence, sends a shiver down my spine. Heavy, who is the professor? What's he like?
I can't tell you. You're not my family.
Family, huh? You remember Mia after the fleet found you? Did something happen? Can you tell me?
My sister? She's dead. The professor said it's wrong to be sad. I shouldn't be sad. I'll have a lot of brothers and sisters. And I'll be strong. I've always believed when you lose a loved one, you're supposed to be sad. But miss, I don't feel that way at all. Should I be sad?
Heavy's fingers inadvertently relax, and the bird uses this opportunity to flap its wing and soar into the sky. He lowers his head, tears falling into his hand. A confused expression appears on his face again. I touch his shoulder, ready to speak comforting words, but a faint mechanical noise catches my attention.
System error. Attempting a second reboot. The primary personality is attacking the control program.
My gaze flickers to a thin metal bracelet on Kevy's wrist. It emits a faint blue light.
No, no! It shouldn't be like this!
Kevy, are you okay? Can you hear me? But no matter how many times I call his name, Kevy doesn't respond. He stands still.
I shouldn't be... I shouldn't forget.
His sentences are fragmented. It's as if some program is taking over his
The
mind.
chip. Rereading. Inputting memory.
In the blink of an eye, his gaze focuses on me again. Before he can wipe away his tears, he smiles at me and slowly shakes off my hand on his shoulder.
Miss, you're visiting me. That's good. It's time for you to go. The professor will be here soon.
My chest tightens all of a sudden. Is this what Viper wanted me to witness? Did he want me to see Kevy being manipulated to the point where his memories are being rewritten? Could the fleet be behind this, or maybe... Someone's coming. As the sound of footsteps draws closer, I jump over the wall and hide in the bushes.
Did something happen, Kevy?
It's nothing. The bird just flew away.
The buzz, slightly exhausted voice speaks again.
I see you're struggling to restrain the fragmented consciousness that isn't yours. Those memories, emotions, and feelings don't belong to you. Don't let them
Princess! Hi! All of a sudden the air goes still, then...
Was that girl, Mia, also part of your plan?
Caleb! My heart races all of a sudden. From just beyond the wall I hear Caleb's voice.
She didn't show any signs of transformation. So why?
You're overthinking it. For normal people like her, we don't need to get too attached. Letting your emotions run wild and blaming yourself for every little mistake, it will only hold you back.
Did he kill the kid? Did Caleb kill a child? No, right? I mean, he did shoot a man point blank, so he is capable of murder. But he didn't, right? Pages, I thought you were saying my name. I mean, I did, to greet you. Caleb is here. I was so freaked out. Just like I've been splashed with cold water, a chill runs down my spine as I try hard to stay calm.
How is everything going on your end?
We'll soon be done with cleanup. As for the salvaging process, we'll pick up the pace.
The plan will be starting again. You must ensure she doesn't interfere with it.
Does everyone is dead?
Otherwise, I won't be able to keep this a secret for much longer.
Keep what secret?
She won't.
Caleb! Stepping outside the gate to the garden, Caleb senses something. He stops in his tracks and turns around. All the windows lining the corridor reflect a reddish sunset as they convert at a single point.
What's the matter?
It's nothing.
The fleeting figure appears to be a trick of the light. He averts his gaze, observing the layers of fog which cover the outer wall.
If that day truly comes, and she discovers everything, I'll keep her hidden. She'll be in a place where no one can find her.
Despite my extended leave status, my urgent messages doesn't raise any eyebrows among my colleagues in special operations. After requesting support regarding Kevin's condition, I informed Captain Jenna of my deduction that the Spatium core fragment has likely fallen into the Far Space Fleet hands. In response, she repeatedly emphasizes Skyhaven's complex situation. I would rather miss an opportunity than allow me to attempt a risky reacquisition mission. I promised multiple times not to act rashly. Soon enough, Andrew's search yielded preliminary results. Unsurprisingly, looking up Far Space Fleet and mind control chips gave no results. Just googling, does the military control minds? Question mark? Of course I understand. As I end the call, the clamor of traffic fills my ears. Above me, interwoven orbital tracks gleam like flowing streams of stars. Bustling scenery around me feels surreal. The moment I stop focusing on work, all the thoughts I've been pushing down start to rise up. Caleb wasn't just aware of the Far Space Fleet's actions, he also might have been involved in this scheme. Would his consistently vague whereabouts and highly classified cleanup be part of it? And what happened to the siblings? Was definitely not an accident, as the professor claimed. One thing's for certain, even if Mia's death was an accident, the fleet deliberately took Kevi. The fleet must have been using some kind of chip to control Kevi and Joseph. They probably have goals that extend beyond obtaining ether core fragments. I lower my gaze and notice a metallic glint from my pocket. The necklace I had gifted Caleb still adorns my neck. Amidst the chaos these past few days, I'd forgotten to return it. In my coat's hidden pocket, a new stealth monitoring chip I brought from special operations, just in case. Forgive me, Caleb. After a few minutes, I finally pull out my phone and dial Caleb's number. Hey! Nothing really, I just wanted to tell you that my extended leave from the association is ending. I'll be heading back to Lincoln soon.
Has the date already been set?
No, I've been in Skyhaven for a couple of days and got caught up in all sorts of things. I haven't had a chance to properly spend time with you. When will you be free? Is right now good?
Sure. I'm ready when you are. Do you have a place in mind?
I look up. A nearby tower, an aerospace center, looms over me. Its spire piercing the sky, moonlight gently shines over it. It used to be Caleb's stomping ground back when he worked at the Deepspace Aviation Administration. The serene scene. Wow, they do not make this shit easy. The serene scene changes as holographic advertisements dance among the clouds. Head over to the Sunset Promenade on the Aerospace Center outer wing to witness a Type LA supernova thousands of light years away. I heard there's a supernova today. It's not every day we get to see that, right? Let's check it out. Meet me at the Sunset Promenade in an hour. Ah, a lot of difficult words. That was hard. Stepping off the shuttle's platform, I see the scenery of the main island unfolded before me. As night descends, the ring-shaped net encircling the tower glows like a planetary ring. Amidst the flowing lights of neon signs and holograms, people eagerly discuss the upcoming supernova they'll witness.
What will happen to the big star, Mom?
Maybe they'll... I'm not sure. I'm sorry, honey.
Memory that day, that lay dormant for so long, awakens and envelops my thoughts. Caleb, you have another project?
My science teacher wants us to build models. Everyone's either doing the solar system or a black hole. It's boring. Do you remember the supergiant Gran showed us? The one that's 2,300 light years away? Its supernova will be the one our generation has the best chance of witnessing firsthand. I want to see it.
Oh, I remember. Didn't she also use it as an example? She said no matter what difficulties we face in the future, you should protect me. It's like how a ring system protects its planet.
Gran never said that, though. Are you just remembering what you want to hear again?
But she did say it!
Actually, Gran said that powerful stars are destroyed by forces from within. Meanwhile, fragile humans need to endure outside forces. We don't need to face the future alone, though. It's like how planets and their ring systems are born together. They'll also fade away together.
I basically said that. Anyway. Anyway, you have to help me finish this week's extra large reading assignment. Come to my senses. The place is crowded and everyone is trying to find the best spot on the sunset promenade. Someone steps on my foot and I try to step to the side. I lose my balance and stumble into an unexpected embrace.
Sorry for the wait.
A hand grasps my wrist. I look up and see Caleb's slightly amused expression. Caleb.
In Skyhaven, you can catch a glimpse of cosmic wonders every now and then. Though this is the first time I get to see a supernova. What? Why are you looking at me like that?
Why is he acting like... Yeah! Why is he acting like nothing happened? Why is it always so difficult to understand what he's thinking? Caleb grins and leans in.
Where'd you go today?
Just walked around.
This place is packed. Hold on tight. Don't get lost, Pipsqueak.
I'm not a little girl. Caleb, slow down. Grabs my hand and walks quickly. Yet his grip is firm. It reminds me of when we were in school. He always held my hand like this back then. For a moment I'm stunned. I start to question if the voice in my head this afternoon is really his. How could Caleb change? He hasn't changed at all. If anything's different, it should not be him. As I watch him walk, a bizarre idea pops in my head for no reason. Is there something inside Caleb that's controlling him? Is it changing him?
Over here.
On the edge of the viewing platform, Caleb discreetly moves to stand behind me. He acts like a shield from the bustling crowd. Below the glass floor, clouds ripple like waves while a hologram appears to start the countdown. We can see Skyhaven's university clock tower from here. And look at all those fighter jets over there. Is that the aerodome for Aerospace Academy?
Yep. With exams on the horizon, I bet a bunch of my juniors are preparing themselves for some serious cramming.
The last time I visited Skyhaven University was for your graduation. Twice.
It sure does.
Do you regret it? Caleb leans on the railing, turns to me and smiles.
Regret what?
Being admitted into Aerospace Academy and becoming those 1 in a 10,000 deep space fighter pilots. I hesitate, unable to find the right words. You're on an entirely different path now. It wasn't one you chose in the beginning.
Stuff changes all the time. It's fine. What about you? When you were a kid, you nagged me about using my evol to hold you up high. You even insisted I launch you into space.
Yeesh me! I request to be punted into space!
Do you still dream about exploring the universe?
That's just nonsense kids say. Caleb raises his hand. There's a fleeting sadness on his face. I almost wonder if I had imagined it.
Back at the shelter, I remember you said your home was beyond the stars. But we couldn't even get past the walls and barbed wire.
Yeah, teacher always said the outside world is dangerous. We were too little to go out. Well, when you're cooped up in one place for so long, the outside world can become more appealing than ever. Yet all we could do was hang out on the rooftop and count the fighter jets flying past us. I once asked you about why they would crash and if the old railroad by the shelter led to the sea.
The fighter jets crashed because they got attacked by wanderers. As for that railroad, at the end of it is a patch of weeds. We'll figure out everything about this world, one step at a time.
Really? I'm starting to think some people's hearts are more mysterious than the world itself. Like you, for example. You're a walking vault of secrets. I can tell if my thoughts are written all over my face, to the point where he can't see everything. I look into his eyes and hope to receive an acceptable response.
Well, Pipsqueak, since you're interested in secrets, there is one thing.
Which is? The noisy crowd suddenly falls silent, and dazzling light fades into the night. The hologram light continues to glow like water. Only the countdown remains. He grins at me, his voice as serene as a passing flock of birds.
It's starting.
The people around us look towards the sky, but his gaze remains fixed on me. I almost lose myself in his eyes. After a moment, I find my voice and flash him a smile. Alright, close your eyes, I have a surprise for you. Smooch. Can we kiss? Aww. I pull out a necklace from my pocket, and put it around his neck.
Who gives the same gift twice?
Okay, but who lost a precious gift from others? If it disappears again, there won't be a next time.
All right. I promise I won't lose it again.
Aww. Oh, we're back in this place, okay. The electromagnetic radiation from the supernova will persist for some time. But to protect Skyhaven, a floating city powered by energy, aerial shields have been activated above us. After we witness this brief brilliance, night descends onto the cityscape once more. Tonight Caleb will go out again. According to him, Skyhaven's lockdown will be over soon, along with the cleanup. I say goodnight to him in advance, then enter my bedroom, draw the curtains, and force myself to close my eyes as I rest on the bed. In these dark hours of the night, I eventually hear the door being pushed open, the faint sound of footsteps draw closer. Realizing it's Caleb, I keep my breathing steady as I pretend to be asleep. A gentle touch lands on my forehead. He's gone. Why did Caleb... What? My mind is in turmoil. I press my hand against my chest, trying to stop my heart from pounding too quickly. I slowly get up. I look out the window and see the night scenery. I'm taking a deep breath. Activate the tracking feature on my hunter's watch. Target is being tracked! Oh! Who's Caleb has discovered a track here, embedded in the necklace. We are so smart! Oh my god! That's so smart! Also probably an invasion of privacy, but also very smart. With all these complex leads, only Caleb can unravel these mysteries as he's burdened with countless secrets. When I try to leave, I notice the door doesn't budge. Did Caleb intentionally lock me in the house? I raise my gun and aim at the lock. Without a second thought, I pull the trigger. Oh. Okay. Okay. Flares illuminate the night sky. They're bright enough to make it seem like daytime. Meanwhile, destroyed streetlights sway in the wind. 2 to 3 story steel structures cast looming shadows on the cracked pavement. A palette of dark, cold hues surround them. Amidst the desolation, the only source of vibrant color is the orange barricade tape. How can there be a place like this in Skyhaven? Thick with wild grass covers the ground, a testament of the years of having been abandoned, yet these pieces of metal shine as if they're new. Beyond the bars of steel, the faint outlines of various aircrafts hint at this place's history. The signal from the necklace abruptly vanishes here. There must be a signal jammer in the area.
Test Site 5 has been cleaned. We will now advance to the east.
What was that?
Quickly now. They won't find us here.
Before I can react, I'm pulled into a makeshift shelter made from discarded equipment.
It's just the rain. We need to keep moving.
It's just the wind! Turn around and pull my gun, only to see a young girl's face illuminated by the light reflected off a puddle. Crystals adorn her skin. She's wearing a thin dress, but she's unperturbed in such cold rain. In the distance, officers wearing Far Space Fleet uniforms move closer, their arms and on high alert.
Isn't it weird how these monsters are getting more aggressive?
The contamination levels here are extremely high. They're practically indistinguishable from wanderers now. Stay frosty.
Ah! Did he just say stay frosty?
This batch of specimens is on the brink of transformation. Salvage value at 0%. Requesting confirmation to do the cleanup.
Stay frosty. Specimen, is she one of them? The crystalline growth on the girl's body is similar to Kevy's, but far more severe. She's almost completely transformed into one of those monsters from the N109 zone.
Hey, can you check if I'm still alive? Is my heart still beating?
Urging me, the girl grabs my hand and presses it to her chest. I look down. A fist-sized cavity covered in crystals is in her chest. Within it, a large crystal pulsates and eerily glows in the place where her heart should be. What happened to you? Her skin, drained of all its color as she stands in the rain, betrays the weight of her memories as she cowers.
As I was dying, someone whisked me away from the ward and took off the white cloth on my face. They made a promise. After one experiment, I could live again. Who wouldn't want that?
As she speaks, the crystals creep further up her neck, yet she appears oblivious to them.
It's a shame. If I passed the test, I could have been the professor's daughter.
Curling up into a ball, she hides her face and muffles her sobs. The rain covers her anguish. The professor! She's the one who took Kevy under the pretense of adoption.
Professor, who gave us a second chance at life. He's our father.
So it's a cult! Now I know for sure he was the one walking next to Caleb at the villa. He's definitely involved in this experiment, and there must have been something... and he must have something to do with the Far Space Fleet. Lockdown and cleanup are just a cover. The fleet's true targets are these.
Power. It's warm. And you smell really nice.
Lightning splits the night sky, casting a light on this narrow space. She stops sobbing. The girl raises her head, and I see a tear-streaked face. Click, the crystal falls. The dark eyes are consumed. There are only empty eye sockets reminiscent of eye holes in a mask.
Can I eat you?
Huh? Seems to lose consciousness, but then her cold fingers wrap my wrist.
Your strength. Give it to me.
Sensing her abnormal strength, I swiftly pull back. I use the momentum to throw the girl off balance and force her to fall on her knees. Raindrops trickle down her temple. Her skin is like a human's. I hesitate for a second before reaching my gun. That single moment costs me, and a sharp pain shoots up my knee. The crystalline spikes protrude from her shoulder, piercing my left leg. My blood mixes with the rain.
I said you should let me eat you.
It's as if a silent signal has been given. Several figures emerge from the shadows and stagger towards me. Black crystals have almost engulfed every part of their bodies. They're barely recognizable as humans from their outlines. The crackling sound of burning flesh resounds in my ears again. Their silhouette blurs with the ones I remember from the Endo 109 zone. No, those things are already here. They're all here for the ether core. As I close in, I have no choice but to fight through the pain. I push the girl away, holding my gun. I struggle to stand. Bullets cut through the rain foam and pierce the legs of two figures at the front of the group. However, they don't stop. Gritting my teeth, I aim for the shoulders of these people. Another shot rings out, and the girl's twisted convulsion comes to an abrupt stop. But I didn't pull the trigger. The figure before me dissipates into energy particles. It's similar to how wanderers disintegrate after death.
I found the missing specimens. Stop them.
Oh. Several lights shine harshly, then I hear a synchronized sound of guns being drawn. Not again with this attitude. Hi, Harris! Bullets whisk past my ear, yet those people who have been shot multiple times continue to lunge at me. Amidst the howling wind, the space in front of me distorts. A vortex appears, sucking in and tearing apart 2 or 3 looming figures. What is that? The rain stops, and the smoke from guns... Oh my god, thank you. And crystal part... Hello! I hope you're having a nice day. I am having a nice day! Appears to be suspended in time. Through the veil of raindrops, an indifferent face gradually comes into focus. Raindrops are deflected away. Caleb. Frozen in place, I don't know if I should call out his name.
What are you doing here?
About that, you know, funny story. I just happened to sleepwalk here. Not bad, bruh. You'd be the one asking you that. I bite my lip before speaking in a more serious tone. These monsters and wanderers are actually what you're cleaning up, right? Takes a step forwards and seizes my wrist with a lot of strength.
Now do you see? In this world, there will always be people who want your power.
In a dance of light and shadow, his expression remains indiscernible. And before I can open my mouth, the cries of wanderers fill the air. I avert my gaze. The remaining figures struggle against the vortex, and the metaflux slowly dissipates. As the wind screech? Is that screech? Shriek? I don't know that word. The energy particles what the fuck? Into a large squeech? Energy particles coalesce into a large wanderer. Is that coagulate? No. Inverse before advancing towards Caleb. Caleb, be careful!
You're the one who needs to be careful.
With a stern expression, he grabs my shoulder and pulls me behind him.
Are you trying to prove you're strong enough to trespass into restricted zones by yourself? At night?
Coalesce? It's another word for focusing. Why don't you just do it focusing?
You should only do that sort of thing when you're not throwing yourself into danger.
Into like 1 point. Can we not? Oh. Okay, we'll do more fighting. We'll do more fighting. I'm not excited about it, but I'll do it. Oh. Can we just auto battle?
It'll keep trying to pull you in. Be careful.
Let's see if I can do it.
Smart. Now I can relax a little.
Bring it on.
I do love combat action. It goes
Requesting ambush.
Request approved.
You won't escape.
Look at him
Only
go!
got half his health left. You want to do a
Doing great!
Of course. Watch me.
Wait for my signal. Fire! Now's our chance to strike. It can't hold
Okay,
on
that's
for much
really
longer.
cool.
Once we take out the gravitational core, it won't stand a chance. Whoopsies, wrong one. You want...
Oh.
Step back. Keep yourself safe.
Bring it on.
Time to play peekaboo with the rock spikes. Hide behind it. A routine attack. It's okay. You still have me. Doesn't hurt.
Oh
We'll
no,
get
she's
you
doing
covered.
awful.
Target
Oh
has
no.
entered the containment zone.
Pursuing target.
Positions locked. Fire. If you get hurt again, I'll have to keep you behind you.
My place is next to you, not behind you.
Let's see you dodge this.
Oh no.
Time to play
He's
peekaboo with the rock
attractive.
spikes. Hide behind it.
Oh no.
Smart. Now I can relax a little. Focus fire. We have an emergency. Stay focused. Wait for my signal. Fire. Now's our chance to strike.
My turn.
You.
Hey! They did it. Look at them go. Amazing. No, we'll take it. It's fine. We'll take it. They're gonna make me do more, aren't they? They're gonna make me do one more? No! It's okay. Dark side. We're back in the medical bay. The fleet ship cruises smoothly in the sky. As it's currently on autopilot, it resembles a colossal beast lurking in the night. Outside the porthole, an endless stream of stars flicker like a shimmering wave of light. In the aircraft cabin, Caleb puts me on the bed. Retrieving a first aid kit, he sets it down, and carefully removes the bloody fabric from my knee. Under the harsh light, blood continues to flow. His gloves are dyed a bright crimson. I look away.
Does it hurt? Are you mad at me?
Yes! No! What do you mean no? Main character MC. An adult, it's fine. As I hear him take out the medicine and equipment, I start to turn around, but then his hand covers my eyes. A fine needle pricks my skin, and the searing pain instantly dissipates. Caleb. I raise my head and look into his eyes. The explosion in the Cascade district was just a convenient excuse to justify the cleanup. And then there's Kevi and Mia, those are manufactured accidents too. What have you been doing behind my back? Caleb wipes the blood away from my knee and disposes of the syringe. He retrieves a surgical skin stapler.
What do you think could have happened if I hadn't been there tonight?
No, you're not turning this around on me. No, sir. No. Like, the surgical skin stapler leaves behind a faint mark.
I can't bear going through the same pain again. Or do you want me to re-experience that loneliness because I left you?
Give me a second. I had to close the window. I'm getting kind of cold. Caleb! Caleb. No. That's not...
You shouldn't throw yourself into danger anymore.
Let me do it! It's fine. Look, his fingers touch the stitch area and wipe away tiny droplets of blood.
Whether those people live or die tonight, it doesn't matter anymore.
But
Anyone
people.
who dares to wield power that isn't theirs must pay the price. The explosion was just an opportunity for the fleet to intervene. You arrived in Skyhaven at the wrong time.
Why didn't you tell me sooner?
Would anything change? Would it even make a difference?
Yes? He sets down the surgical skin stapler and bandages my wound. Then he calmly meets my gaze. They kept me in the dark to stop me from doing anything. Did you really think I wouldn't question such protection? Caleb remains silent. I lick my dry lips, suddenly tired of arguing with him. Fine. Once your fleet ship lands, I'll leave.
No, you won't.
Saving that for later.
Since you managed to escape once, we'll be going somewhere else.
Oh. He lifts his hand and cups my cheek. Yet his fingers are freezing cold.
I will protect you.
Ah! Okay.
Until
That's
everything is resolved, I need to make sure you're safe and sound.
Sure. Sure, that's normal. That's a totally normal
Who
response.
did the Colonel bring back?
Oh.
Oh, but since he ordered us to take good care of her, she's probably not a nobody.
With the mission over, Caleb takes me to the special care unit on the far space fleet ship. I can't even step outside of it. The walls, white as snow, are adorned with all sorts of medical devices. They're multicolored lights. Indicator lights dance incessantly. I don't know his rationale or how exactly I'm being kept here, though I couldn't care less right now.
Maybe she's also getting sent to Colonel.
How is she?
The medical examination is done. We're just waiting for the analysis. But because of the rain, the equipment indicates her vital signs are abnormal. Colonel, who's the injured?
An important target for observation. Is there a problem?
No, I was just curious. I've never seen her before, so...
I look at the blue and white medical gown I'm wearing. It's ironic I got labeled as a target for observation. The conversation draws to a close, and is replaced by the sound of familiar footsteps getting closer. I return to the bed and lie down, as if I haven't heard them speak. The door opens silently, and Caleb walks in. The room's light adjusts with his very step.
Morning.
Morning! As he nears the bedroom brightness, as if to imitate the breaking dawn, he pulls up a chair and sits down.
How are you feeling?
Stay quiet.
We're in a bit of a stalemate, huh?
Fuck you! Caleb taps the vital sign monitor on the wall and various data values appear in the mid-air. My heart rate, my breathing rate, everything but my current mental state is right in front of him. Caleb, I need to leave.
You'll be out of here soon enough.
He meets my gaze, his words seemingly admonished by me. When?
Depends on when your vital signs return to normal.
Since last night, I've heard the same response 3 times in a row. A question takes hold of me. It sends a shiver down my spine. Caleb. It's been a while since I said his name like that. Fudge, Caleb. Caleb's gaze finds mine.
Yes?
When you made me to take cold medicine that night, it wasn't just because you were concerned about my health, right?
You already figured out everything, right? Aren't I pathetic?
Is he admitting he drugged us? I didn't think he'd admit to it. You are very pathetic, true. Yes! He basically admitted to drugging us. Because we were like, hey, by the way, you didn't do that, right? You didn't, actually. And he's like, yeah, I did. I'm sorry. Tolerate? I'm gonna ask. And this is all just an excuse. You never planned to let me go since the beginning. I've had enough of him not telling me the truth. I take a cup from the table and throw it at him! Yes! Finally! God! More rage. Can we throw more rage at him? He needs to get his ass beat by us. He needs to be, like, he needs to be beaten into submission. I swear to God, he would not survive. She missed his head. I know! Which is a shame! Throws at the cup, collides with his body. No! It does hit him! I win. I feel great now. And shatters into pieces.
Did that help you calm down?
No. The water droplets fell and drenched his immaculate uniform. His gaze remains and face another cup. Another one. Do it till he passes out. I don't care. He admitted to drugging you. He's been keeping you here. Basically prisoner. I know he's doing it because he wants to keep you safe and whatnot, but he deserves a bit of rage. He deserves to get some bite, you know? He won't, but I want her to. The person before me stays composed. The Caleb I once knew is gone.
Get some rest. It'll help you
Where's
relax.
that? Hi!
I'll check in on you later tonight.
I'm very mad at him. I'm not amused, sir. Groggily. Open my eyes again. The world outside has already descended into darkness. A few lights twinkle like fireflies in the heavy mist. I stood up and scanned my surroundings, belatedly realizing I'm not at home. Everything that has led up to this moment feels like a surreal dream. The lights? I whip my head around and look out the window again. I can't clearly see what's outside, but in the mist are the outlines of tall buildings. Since Caleb wants to take me back to HQ, it seems like the first space fleet has landed. It's a starship that spends most of its time in the sky and doesn't always touch the ground, so...
What's wrong? Where does it hurt?
I feel cold for some reason. My head is spinning. I can't see anything.
Hold on. I'll call for the doctor.
In one swift move, I pick up her limp body, place her on the bed, and tuck her in. Good night. Good night. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Go to sleep, little nursey. After putting on the nurse's face mask and uniform, I push the cart along as I leave. Several officers wearing a uniform approach me. I lower my gaze and walk past them. But before I can breathe, a sigh of relief, a voice calls out to me.
Excuse me, nurse.
How can I help you? I turn around to make sure I don't stutter as I speak. A fleet officer walks up to me. He frowns as he gives me a once-over.
You're heading toward the armory. Why does a nurse need to be there?
I'm sorry, I thought the pharmacy was this way. I calm down and lie to him without missing a beat. I guess the person who gave me directions misunderstood my question. Fortunately, this explanation seems to have fooled him. He nods and points to the corridor in the opposite direction.
The pharmacy is over there. The armory is a restricted area, so you shouldn't be wandering around.
Okay, thank you, sir. I haven't even taken a step when the fleet officer calls out to me once again. Is there something else you need?
You have stabilizers there, right?
He grabs 3 syringes from a box in the cart and shows me the number on his chest.
I'm taking some with me. Write it down on the list later.
He finally vanishes after making a turn around a corner, and my heart finally relaxes. What do they mean by stabilizers? I pick up a syringe from the box and turn it over to look at the label. Cybezin. Oh! It can be used to combat emotional outbursts, enhance cognitive functions, and help patients stabilize their mental state. Only those with pouring chips may use this. This drug should not be used daily.
You planted a mind control device in me. It's that chip.
The chip. Rereading. Inputting memory.
The chip must be the Turing chip. The fleet officer must also have one. An absurd thought pops into my head. If chip implantation is common in the fleet, then Caleb might have gotten it too. In that case, maybe everything he's done so far wasn't of his own volition. Could the changes in his behavior also be related to Turing chip? For a moment, I can't tell if I'm onto something or trying to excuse his actions. Now I think we're onto something. A few meters away, a large door suddenly opens. I hear a very familiar voice. Is it fucking Caleb?
Colonel.
Run, bitch, run! Bitch, run! My heart skips a beat. I retreat to try and hide in a corner of a corridor. Where I can see who's with Caleb. However, he turns, his back blocking my view.
I heard you'll lead the fleet on a patrol through the depths of
Hold your breath, don't breathe!
3 days. The Fountain of Atay is about to enter its next phase. A banquet will be held in your honor before you leave.
I can't attend the celebratory banquet anyway. I have some personal matters to deal with.
The higher-ups gave the order. You shouldn't ignore them.
Caleb doesn't speak for a moment before he responds in a lower voice.
Speculating on other people's thoughts isn't my forte. And since I've taken your place, I can order you to leave.
Caleb reaches out and presses the sensor in the wall. The door rises. The man grunts as he leaves. Don't find us. Fuck! God damn it! Fuck. In the empty corridor, Caleb suddenly turns around and looks at where I'm hiding. I freeze and don't move. A few seconds later, a shadow looms over me and grabs my wrist.
Playing hide and seek now? Did you really think you wouldn't be noticed?
I was hoping you wouldn't. I was hoping you'd just scuttle on by.
There are eyes in every nook and cranny. Does it look like you can escape?
Yes, I can try. You're brave enough to bring me to HQ. That means no matter who's suspicious of me, you'll have my back, right? He stares at me for a long time, and then he laughs. For some reason, an ominous feeling washes over me. Let go of me!
You want to go home, right? I'll take you there now.
I have a feeling he's not talking about home. Oh fuck, he was talking about home! He did bring us home. Okay. Cool. Very cool, Caleb. We love to see it. Thank you. From the Far Space Fleet's headquarters to his home, Caleb remains silent. Look, the door is now locked. This is what you meant by safe and sound? Lowering his gaze, he says nothing. Following his gaze, I find the wound on my knee has reopened.
Doesn't it hurt?
Answer my question first, Caleb. He suddenly picks me up and walks with me into the living room.
sit first. We need to tend to your wound.
Is the Colonel ordering me around, or is Caleb worried about me?
Hi.
Do you remember that injured cat you brought back home? Back when we were kids? We kept it in the backyard. But that cat always kept trying to run away before it fully recovered.
Maybe.
I don't want to listen to this.
Do you want to know what I did in response?
He's
able
to
put it
make
on the
us
cat.
sad.
That way, it couldn't escape without being noisy.
Oh, be still my beating heart.
If I had that kind of bell right now, I should make you wear it, right?
I mean, I'll let you do whatever you want.
Okay, fine. I guess I'll let you do what you want.
Is there anything I can do?
He actually did it. Oh my god.
Because of that monster, your wound is infected. Is there truly a way for you to run around without getting injured?
Are you still the Caleb who confronted danger with me?
Osmond, he's right there looking up for Dragon.
I've had enough of your protection.
Please breathe more.
Being with me only brings you pain. Then just put up with this for 3 more days.
What are you going to do?
My fear of abandonment could never.
And then, all of this will be over. I just need 3 days.
3 days later.
Our reporters out in the field confirm the lockdown will be lifted after being in effect. The Far Space Fleet assures everyone that the explosion in the Cascade District will not happen.
After all this is over, the fleet will return to the Deepspace tunnel. You'll be safe, for now.
In other words, you'll just disappear again and not even say anything?
I'll be gone. Aren't you happy that you won't have to see me then? I'm about to leave. It'd be nice if we had a meal together.
So, I have to listen to the Colonel even when it comes to eating and drinking now?
Oh my god!
You can be mad,
fucking mind!
but don't let it affect your health.
I'm not mad.
Growing up, we knew each other so well. Better than most, even. I could see through your lies
He's
when
trying
you blink.
to order us around
Bite your
and I'm
lip,
into it.
And I could tell you were upset.
I'm also mad at him, but like he's being hot, so I can't be too mad.
In that case, tell me, what am I thinking about right now? I wonder, how did you turn into someone I hardly recognize?
Oh, I know. You're thinking some chip got put into my brain, right? And now I'm no longer who I used to be?
Yes!
What if I told you I was always like this? Your life has threats around every corner. The people who are after your power, who want to hurt you, they should all just disappear. You're only safe when you're by my side.
I'd rather face danger head-on than safely live like this. I don't need you.
You don't need me? Is that what you think? All right. What do you need? You can tell me. We can return to Lincoln if that's what you want. If you want to return to the past, we'll rebuild our old house and move in together. And if one house isn't enough, I'll build you a whole maze. I'll decorate it with everything you could ever want. It will be the most beautiful, stunning garden you've ever seen. No one will be able to find you ever again. I'll protect you forever.
Caleb, you can't just...
I
You're
fear
very
this is the
important to
shade
me.
of red I'm into.
No one could ever replace you.
R.
Really?
Okay. okay.
I always held myself back and endured day after day after day. It was suffocating.
Oh.
But now, I'm tired of playing these games.
Oh. Okay. The fact he's leaning with one leg between ours and the other. Oh my god. I am cooked! I am unwell! I fear this is my type. Cat! Cat, hi! Lol, hi! I am afraid that's my type. I'm afraid I just want a guy to protect me and keep me safe from harm and maybe make it so no one else can touch me. I don't... Not in real life. In real life that's fucking scary. But in like... Yes. You know what? I'm not here to defend myself. I'm just gonna say that's fucking hot. Hi, cat. That's fucking hot. That's... Wow. That... I need a second to recover from that. That did something to me. Christ on a bike. How are you doing? My heart is going pitter patter, but I'm doing good. Oh, we are... This is some good soup. I enjoy this soup. This is some good food. Getting fed. Found Caleb again, and yet the familiar person from my memories has been eaten away by some indescribable hidden pain. Only fragments remain. The night sky above Skyhaven is clear, but all its secrets are somewhere in the bottomless, unfathomable depths of his eyes. The night before you left, I dreamt about our childhood. I dreamt of Caleb and me running down the streets, skipping class, grabbing ice cream and reading comic books. I dreamt of that day, when we held hands and became part of each other's lives. Just woke up. Well, good morning.
From now on, I'll always be by your side. It's okay. I'll always be there for you, and I won't hurt you. Why are you crying here by yourself? Who bullied you? It's okay. I'll avenge you. Hold my hand. You won't have to worry about losing your way when I'm here.
It's like noon? Well, happy afternoon in that case. Good afternoon. The contrail left by the fleet splits the sky. It's a line between dreams and reality. Rays of light pierce the clouds and bring the world back to a new sunny day. On the runway, fleet ships are ready. Yeah, I'm as sleepy at the same. I don't usually wake up before noon. Are ready, and waiting for the colonel to give the sign. Feels like whenever we say goodbye, I'm always sending you off.
I guess it won't be a painful experience this time.
Balls! Hands move. Probably to ruffle my hair, but he hesitates. His arm soon falls to his side.
Alright. I'll be going now.
Yeah. I lower my head, a lump forming in my throat.
Make sure you eat on time. Look after yourself.
Oh. Caleb turns around, his back disappearing as it gets further and further away. The fleet ship takes off and disappears into the sky, becoming specks in the distance. No!
I was so bored without you. I almost became a shriveled up peach.
Sarah, I need a hug!
By the way, Jenna mentioned you were at Sky Haven for a wedding. But what kind of wedding lasts that long?
Oh, you know, my old friend is.
My boss is calling. Let's catch up later.
I end the call and put my phone back into my pocket. That's when I noticed there's a strange object in it. Oh, when did this? I take it out to get a closer look under the sun. It's an old yellow piece of paper with a kid's handwriting. Forgiveness coupon for Caleb, valid 100 years! No! It's the love and depression again! No! Holding it, I feel a wave of sadness, like bubbles, ready to burst, erupt from the depths of my heart. Caleb, you dummy. Can't figure out what's real or fake with Caleb. But what I know for sure is that this person who's important to me. Party! Welcome back! Hi! Don't want to lose him a second time. This is fucking love and depression! Why does this game make me sad? The First Space Fleet has the Spatium core fragment, and with that, the chapter on the explosive incident draws to a close. However, Mia's fate is enshrouded in mystery, and Kevy's future is uncertain with that chip. This isn't an ending, but the beginning of another story. Gonna be lurking? Have fun stream? Thank you for the lurk, I appreciate it. An invisible web has been cast with the ether core acting as a lead ball. As a result, it has created a gravitational field that's as strong as a black hole. Not ever since. Get later, gotta go handle something here at home. Always love. Bye! Stopping in on you, I appreciate it. Bye bye! Have fun with Hot Man? I sure will. However, the First Space Fleet myself, who knows how many more pieces are being pulled in. Either way, they're slowly or quickly rolling into the void. The Touring chip, the Fountain of Ate, the patients turning into monsters via experiments. Everything seems to lead back to one source, the Professor, who's lurking in the shadows. There's more. In the heart of Skyhaven's main island, opposite to the Aerospace Center, are rows and rows of new buildings that popped up recently. Inside one of them, researchers are scurrying around with papers and walking into different labs. They're preparing to announce the biggest breakthrough of the century, so there's no room for mistakes. Caleb silently stands in the elevator as it climbs to a non-existent floor that can only be accessed with special clearance. The door slides open, and he walks down a grey corridor and towards an arched door. A device with a faint green light scans his eyes. Then, the door quietly opens. Before him, a scene unfolds. It's vastly different from the dull grey and white of his surroundings earlier. A seemingly endless expanse of lush green streets stretch out under a glass dome and shiny silver roof.
First, we went ahead and recycled those abandoned flux nexuses. Then, we paid the N109 zone a visit to get info on Onikinus. Our Skyhaven gig is almost over. Where's our next stop? We practically spoiled Ever, and those old people in the fleet. We're like their personal hitmen.
Does he ever stop talking?
Don't think I won't beat you up because you're a kid.
You two, stop arguing. The professor said we're family, and families are all about love and kindness.
I leans against a massive tree. He puts his hand behind his head as he grumbles to himself. The other two are sitting nearby, a little boy and a girl wearing a black dress.
Where's Mr. Overprotective? Did he check in on his little hunter girl again? Healthy relationships are ideal, but the twisted ones, that's where the drama... Ah!
Before he can even finish, his head His head is made to spin 180 degrees. He finds himself staring into that brooding gaze. What's more frightening is that this person is genuinely smiling at him.
Your attempts to mess with me are lacking in creativity. Ah!
Where's the professor?
Inside. And can't you at least put my head back in place before you go?
A small mechanical bug flies in. It perches on his fingers for a second before darting into the vegetation.
14 years ago, Josephine and her team defected. They kept quiet about that kid being the best test subject. The Gaia Research Center was destroyed during the Chrono Rift catastrophe, and then the N109 zone took over. With Onikinus and those gangs around, retrieving their old experimental data and equipment is not an easy thing. Josephine and her researchers have been using fake names for years and kept this achievement of theirs a secret. But our investigation has paid off. Not to mention, Josephine and her traitors got what they deserved.
That means you found the child who disappeared back then.
From what we've seen and how she's been acting, her powers haven't activated yet.
Oh, that's me. Man with salt and pepper hair glances to his side. The youngster has entered the room.
Compared to that broken thing, I'm a weapon perfectly primed forever.
But ever is bad. Caleb, no. Caleb! Caleb calmly looks up and stares at the hologram in the air. It displays a massive hospital ward. In the darkness, there's a figure who's barely visible.
I've been waiting for many years.
The man on the hospital bed finally peeks out of the gloom. Half of his face is on the thinner side. His skin is so pale that it's almost transparent, and his voice carries the weight of pure fatigue.
So, don't make me wait anymore.
Of course.
After the man mentions a few key points, Caleb nods and walks into the lush green scenery. All is quiet, and Professor Lucius raises his head, his gaze fixed on the hologram materializing in midair.
The Fountain of Atay will be put into motion, and Ever will soon reveal its revolutionary vision to the world.
I said it right. I'm so proud of myself.
We'll track down the missing child, but now isn't the best time.
Glances at the figure who has long vanished into the verdant vegetation, his gaze lingering on his right arm. There, hidden beneath the surface, lies the price Caleb paid to be brought back to life.
At least it will be before he becomes completely useless.
The human body is far too fragile. But by surrendering warmth and sensation, even the simplest modification can transform flesh and bone into unyielding machinery. Electric currents will course through the neural network, numbing everything, taking control of everything until they completely replace him, turning him into a weapon, perfectly crafted for the task. The old man smiles at the thought, anticipation glinting in his eyes. He looks forward to the day it happens. In a forest where shattered stars rest, crystalline pools appear, as if infused with the wine of life. It's clear yet murky. In a forest where young traveler, do not drink from it. Lost lover, do not drink from it. But when flowers wither in their sleep, when wind falls silent, when the vigilant owl closes its eyes, only then can you drink deep of these waters. Let the dead sing, O fountain of Atay, cleanse my time, nourish my flesh, spare me from the loneliness of eternal rest. Spare me from... Is there more, or is that it? We're just gonna auto it. It's fine. I'm not worried. I'm sure the AI has this. Got this. I'm sure they do.
Doesn't matter whose place this is. It's time for a new
Doomsday?
Ah! That's so overkill.
Bring it on. It's your turn.
Okay, if you say so.
I'll show you.
Now, it's the
Look
3
out.
fights. 3?
I guess he's gonna fight dirty.
It's fine.
Now that's the desire I want to see.
Doomsday?
Will you be doing this then? I already
The
leveled up
ruler
all of
of
his men.
all.
I got all of the shards. I will be doing this now.
Not bad. It's time. Since we finished our warm-up.
I will definitely do this, man.
To us.
I believe there's no more story in the main story, right? Because otherwise I'll just do that in my own time, you know? Oh! I moved all the way over. Fuck. Share more! Oh yippee! I got more messages! I'm probably not gonna read these ever. If you have one of his 5 stars, you can unlock the full... I have all the shards. It's fine. I unlocked that shit. Thank you. Appreciate it. Oh, new posts. I do like new posts. Okay. Because, we're gonna do this. I got almost all of his... Oh, wait, let me show off. I got this one. I got, I'm only waiting for these 2, which I will get, for free. And then I have all of his stars. I'm just missing a 4-star, which I'll eventually get, I'm sure. Caleb! Nice. Lucid Dreams. Let's go through Smith. Mostly because I'm very curious. I want to know more. I want to know more. In the dark, warm quagmire. That's a thing. A viscous substance slowly dissolves. My body regains a sense of boundless weightlessness. My consciousness stirs as sunlight filters through my blurred vision. Where am I? This place feels familiar. How did I end up here? Gentle footsteps echo outside. They are followed by the soft creak of the door opening. Minha.
Your fever's gone down. Just have some more rest.
Why
I asked
don't
the
we remember
association
him?
if you could take sick leave. So, whether you want to rest at home or walk outside for the next few days, I'll be by your side.
Why don't we remember him? What are you talking about? Sunlight streams over the windowsill, yet the familiar face before me appears as if he's submerged in dark water.
It's okay. It's okay if you forget. Even if you don't remember anything. I can always say it again.
He lifts his hand and gently grasps my hand, his gesture almost tinged in reverence.
I'm Caleb. I'll always be...
A buzzing noise suddenly fills my mind and overwhelms other sounds. I shake my head and touch my forehead. There's a thread-like crimson wound on the inside of my arm. My mind feels sluggish. It's as if something important that shouldn't have been forgotten was buried beneath a veil of empty ambiguity. What happened? Days ago.
Dear passengers, we have arrived at Sky Haven. Please ensure that you take all your belongings with you as you exit in an orderly fashion.
Dragging my luggage, I walk out of the train station and recall the route I took before. As I find a fast food restaurant to the left of the exit, I take a picture. Guess where I am? You're in Skyhaven? Yes. This is correct. Hello. Bye. Turn off my phone screen and shift my gaze. The fast food restaurant's glass wall reflecting my silhouette. The last time I came to Skyhaven was for work 2 months ago. I secretly infiltrated... Okay, so that did happen. I secretly infiltrated the far space fleet so I could investigate the whereabouts of an ether core fragment. During that mission, Caleb, who became the fleet's colonel, reappeared before me. Immense joy plunged me into the bubble into a bubble of reclaiming what I thought I had long lost. However, as time passed, I learned more. Caleb's changed behavior and attitude distanced him from the image in my memory. Though we've recently found a new way to get along, I still can't help but wonder, what secret lie hidden behind an unfamiliar Colonel's uniform?
Turn around. You should have given me a heads up. Still like to do surprise attacks, huh?
Fuck! He's hot! You always appear in Lincoln without telling me in advance, why can't I do the same thing? But you were quick to show up, Caleb. You already knew I was visiting, right?
Or maybe I was so excited after I saw your message that I stepped on the gas.
Speeding and knowingly breaking the law. I hope you know what your crime is, Colonel.
Yeah, I know. I was waiting for you to arrest me.
Caleb takes the luggage from my hand and gestures for me to follow him.
Have you eaten yet?
I was planning to drop off my luggage at the hotel first. Caleb, aren't you supposed to be on duty today?
What about you? You got a day off and decided to take a trip to Skyhaven?
Half a month ago, the Hunters Association assigned a special mission. The Farspace Fleet requested a hunter's assistance in detecting metaflux for one of their secret missions. For work, and to be close to Caleb, I secured this opportunity, and made sure to arrive at Skyhaven one day before the mission started. Our shadow began to meld together as we walked. I hesitated before deciding to keep this to myself for now. Yeah, I took a day off to see you. You should be teary-eyed since that's the next step in the protocol. In the docking area, Caleb stops beside his personal aircraft.
Since you came all the way here for me, you need to play along with my plan now. Let me take you somewhere first.
Minutes later, I stare at the familiar scene before me. I'm speechless. Caleb, if I'm not mistaken, this is your house.
You're not seeing things. I gotta respond in kind to your surprise.
The door creaks as it closes behind him. He slightly leans forward, and his necklace I gave him sways.
Someone had planned a business trip to the Farspace Fleet well in advance. But they kept it so under wraps that I had almost no clue.
I see, some people just let the cat out of the bag. Now it's your turn. Why did the fleet request a hunter's assistance? What's the secret mission? Before I could finish speaking, Caleb reaches out and pinches my lips shut.
We can focus on the work stuff later. Cancel your hotel reservation first. And then...
But I already paid! His warm hand leans on my shoulder and pushes me deeper into his arm. I quickly step to the side and turn around. Then what? Caleb raises an eyebrow and gazes at me, as if seriously considering something. He then spreads his arms.
You know what I mean.
A hug. My memory of the past merges with the person in front of me. The corners of my mouth curl up involuntarily. I move closer and slowly wrap my arms around his neck. I missed you, Caleb.
Welcome home.
Ah! Right next to my neck, his breath tickles my skin. He gently runs his fingers through my hair.
I'm really happy you're here to see me.
As the sunset light flickers in through the windows, our shadows lean closer together on the floor and melt into one. The sun sets. Jack! Hi! Aha! Hello! Hey, Boo! Hey, hon! Sun sets and rises as its radiance descends onto the city again. Reading is so hard. I prepare to officially report back to the personnel info was supposed to become confidential, but you somehow figured out it was me ahead of time. I've lived 6 weeks in a buzz? I saw! I'm good! I get it. You must have pulled a few strings again, Colonel.
It's a new day and you're still bothered by this?
I beat him up. I beat him. Notice my shoelace is loose. Just as I'm about to bend down, Caleb crouches.
It's because you turned down the fleet's offer for a shuttle. Figuring out the possible reasons isn't hard.
Armor! Hi! Have a good stream. I got to get off a hotspot. Okay, bye! Hey, Armor! How you doing? Surprisingly, it's no easy task. I pick up the cap from the nearby coat rack, run my thumbs over the silver insignia, and then place it on Caleb's head. Give him his head back. Gay frog. Your entire demeanor changes when you're wearing a uniform.
Is it too intimidating? Or is the color too heavy for you?
Be more intimidating, please!
It doesn't matter what role I'm in. I'm still the Caleb who helps you tie your shoelaces.
Oh, the way I eat him! Caleb ties my shoelaces into a neat little bow. Then he stands up and adjusts my collar before opening the door.
Let's go. And keep this with you.
Key?
You can use it to open the door to my house, my car, and my personal aircraft. You can try it on anything to see if it'll open, basically. Since you declined the fleet's shuttle, you'll have to ride shotgun with me this week.
I don't mind if I do. The official meeting between the Association and Fleet will be held on the 7th floor of the Fleet's command center upon arrival. Oh, sorry. Upon arrival, I saw that the conference room was filled with attendees. Caleb had parted ways with me when we entered the command center. New adjutant, Liam, guides me through the entry procedure.
Your seat has a label with your name on it. Walk straight ahead and you'll find it. I need to go now. I'll see you around.
Thank you. I nodded him, but just as I'm about to walk around the aisle, a voice calls out to me from nearby.
You're the hunter the association sent?
Your man wearing a fleet uniform has a row of medals on his chest. However, his piercing gaze that's directed at me draws my attention.
So, the command center allows anyone to just waltz right in now, huh? Caleb sure has a knack for being an eyesore.
Huh? I paused, unsure if I misheard him, and Liam returned before I even realized it, positions himself in front of me.
Colonel Heath, is there a problem?
You shouldn't stick your nose where it doesn't belong.
The man casts a dark look. With a snort, turns around and walks away. That officer seems to have a problem with hunters.
He's the Tomb Fleet's colonel, a seasoned veteran with a notoriously bad temper. Try to avoid him whenever possible.
Liam escorts me to my seat. He nods as I sit down.
He has no problems with hunters. However, he doesn't see eye to eye with Colonel Caleb. You'll find out why soon.
Looks like this mission is going to be a bumpy ride. As the meeting is about to start, attendees take their seats. The door opens amidst the quiet attention of everyone's present. Caleb walks to the center of the conference room.
I'm sure everyone is already aware that there will be personnel changes within the fleet next week. I will assume command over the Tomb Fleet. Colonel Heath will be relieved of his duties so he can rest and recuperate at Atlee Island.
So his fleet's got taken over by Caleb. No wonder he's upset.
The Wanderers and Metaflux Index in the Deepspace tunnel are on a whole different scale compared to what Skyhaven and Lincoln display.
I don't know, man. I'm kind of into his demanding tone. I don't know. I like childhood Caleb, but this does something for me. The commanding tone, the authority.
This is why we've decided to collaborate with the Hunters Association. A hunter will supervise the physical evaluations of the Tomb Fleet officers. Now, the fleet handover ceremony will officially begin.
The hologram flickers and the light dims. During the signal transmission, a faint glow lands on the various expressions of the fleet's senior officers in the conference room. My first day at the fleet's command center ends with various transfer procedures. In the evening, Caleb and I decide to meet at the runway. What's taking him so long? Ah! In the night's dense fog, Caleb's figure slowly appears, but behind him is...
Colonel Caleb, why are you in a hurry? You're not interested in the upcoming banquet?
Food?
The handover ceremony is complete. Whether I stay or not, you should be on your way to Atli Island.
Caleb's gaze sweeps past me, and he stops a short distance away.
Well, I'd like to give you some advice, young man. I know how you got this position. You're just Lucius's pawn, planted here to infiltrate the fleet. Just like how you took over my fleet. He can easily replace you with another sad pawn tomorrow.
In the fog, the man takes a step.
A year ago, I was standing in your shoes.
In other words, you've been abandoned, Colonel Heath.
I might be an abandoned pawn in his game, but not in someone else's. Kid, why don't you consider giving yourself a way out?
Once you're off the ground, the only path is forward. Have you gotten so old, Colonel, that you've forgotten what you once learned? Atli Island's been experiencing lots of electromagnetic storms lately. Even the sturdiest aircraft could be torn to shreds. Worry about yourself first. I appreciate your advice. So let me remind you of something. Watch your step and keep your eyes on the road ahead. Until next time.
You...
The man seems furious. He attempts to stop Caleb, but his hand stops midway and droops down in a peculiar position as if it's frozen in place. Blocking Heath's line of sight, Caleb strides over. When his gaze meets mine, genuine joy lights up in his eyes.
When did you get here? You must have been waiting a long time. Come on, let's go home.
Okay. Oh, okay. It's already midnight by the time we get home. After changing my clothes, I lean against the couch and wait. Soon Caleb walks out of his bedroom.
We're home and you're still frowning.
He walks over and gently taps my furrowed brow.
What are you thinking about?
How hot you are, I mean... It seems that a certain colonel has his fair share of struggles managing the fleet. I scoot over to make room for him. I wonder how I can ask him about the confrontation on the runway. After today, I think I understand why you need a hunter assistant. This Colonel Heath doesn't accept you at all, while the situation looks like a fleet merger. It's really more of a one-sided takeover by you.
Oh?
But he's on his way out, so it's not worth stressing over. The real concern is the person pulling the strings behind him. They don't want you to control the tomb fleets. And that person is actually a threat to you. What appears to be an infighting within the fleet could get much more complicated if a third party comes in. That's why the Hunter Association is involved. The higher-ups will try to clamp down on any schemes to protect their secrets. Meanwhile, you should be able to take over without a hitch. It's only been a few months, Caleb. You're definitely stepping up your game. I narrow my eyes as if I'm closely examining him. Caleb can't help but chuckle and passes me a nearby cushion.
Likewise. It's only been a few months, but someone's really been honing her people-reading skills.
What about you? Who's supporting you?
Isn't that person you, Pipsqueak? You're keener and more skilled this time. Even your muscles look more toned.
Caleb leans in, and the light casts a shadow under his eyelashes. The cushion remains between us.
But you still look a little worn out. Have you been feeling tired lately?
We lock eyes, and my fingers slide over the cushion to rest on his hand. I hold it. Caleb, no matter what your next move is, I've got your back, so... Tell me, what do I have to do during this process?
Liam will be overseeing the main procedure.
What was that sniff about?
You'll You'd be in charge of gathering and organizing the personnel files of the Tomb Fleet, and overseeing their anti-transformation tests.
He just took a casual sniff. And?
What's with that "is that all" look on your face?
Caleb rescues the squish cushion from my grip and hands me another one. His expression slightly becomes more serious.
Don't underestimate your role. You've been here for only a day, and you already sense the tension in the air. This won't be a walk in the park. If you run into any snags, let Liam deal with them.
I raise my eyebrows at him, and Caleb bursts into a fit of laughter.
Of course,
oh, that chuckle is so
a small task like this is hardly a challenge for you. Guess I'll just kick back and see how it all plays out.
That chuckle. Choosing not to dwell on the tension he mentioned for now, I shove the cushion into his arms and give him a thumbs up with a smile. I'll make sure to protect you, your poor helpless colonel, from getting fired. Oh, that chuckle has my entire heart. Oh no. The official transfer of the Tomb Fleet starts today. As expected, the process is anything but smooth. Number 3997, Vice Captain from the Tomb Fleet. You've served over 5 years, is that correct?
Did you call me over just so I could listen to this crap?
Under the cold blue light, the Tomb Fleet officer across the glass wall is strapped into an interrogation chair. His expression is filled with contempt. And let's cut to the chase. After the transfer orders were issued, the fleet arranged a medical examination of all officers. Can you explain why you chose not to participate?
Who doesn't know what this examination really means? You think everyone's itching to turn into a monster?
Monster? Are you talking about the Turing chip?
Oh, you probably don't know, being a hunter and all. That chip is just the beginning of their twisted modifications. Let me be clear. There's no way I'm doing that examination. I don't care if it's about modifications or that chip. I'm not doing it. The fleet's real big shot will return soon. Let's see how long your monster colonel can keep this up.
Interrogation light switches off and leaves behind a faint swaying shadow. The big shot. Could the person who possesses a real threat to Caleb? I collect myself and lower my head to move number 3997's profile aside. Under it are cold medical examination reports from some members of the Tomb Fleet. The same person shows completely different results after being transferred to Caleb's fleet and undergoing a medical examination. The chip rewrote Kevy's memories and it's causing a drastic enhancement in these officers' physical abilities. Is this all so they can be modified?
Miss, here are the files you requested. I already organized them. Do you have any further instructions?
No, that's everything. Thank you.
Understood.
This guy. 2 days ago.
No! I'm not taking that exam! I'm not going! Release me! Caleb can only pull this off because he has someone's backing. You monsters! Nobody wants to be like you!
Oh. Not only have his physical abilities enhanced, but his personality has also been altered. What exactly are they trying to turn people into with this modification? I get up, trying to find that officer so I can get more information, but when I open the door, I'm stunned to see Caleb standing right there.
What happened? Why in a hurry?
Removing his hand from the door handle, he shifts his gaze to the end of the corridor.
You need something from that officer?
If I ask Caleb about the modifications now, he probably won't tell me the truth. I should find more concrete leads, that way when I confront him about this, he can dodge my questions. It's nothing important. I realized I forgot to ask him for another file, but it's okay, I'll get it later. Caleb's eyes fall on the open examination reports. I lean against the edge of the desk, trying to gather up the files behind my back. Shouldn't you be in a meeting right now? What made you stop by? Caleb's focus stays on the stack of files. After a moment, he raises his eyes to meet mine again.
I see someone looked into my schedule. The meeting ended early. I was passing by and thought I'd bring you some snacks.
Ah! I know you might be evil, but also you give me snacks. He gives me a small paper box he's holding. It's filled with bite-sized fruit tarts.
Light refreshments from the meeting. You probably need them more than I do after working the whole day.
Caleb.
By the way, you'll be having dinner on your own tonight.
Okay. There's another urgent meeting?
Just some minor stuff about the fleet merger. I'd rather take care of them myself.
Nodding, I accept the dessert, yet Caleb remains where he is. I pause and then open the box. I hold it out to him. If you're not in a hurry, do you want to eat some?
It's okay. Take your time. I'll get going now.
Wait, Caleb, how long will the meeting be? Caleb's gaze drifts over my shoulder and lands on the electronic clock on the wall behind me.
I'll pick you up at 9.
Door closes. Through the parted blinds, Caleb's figure slowly disappears at the end of the corridor. I hope I can find some documents related to this modification in the Colonel's office. After confirming Caleb's schedule and the office duty status through the virtual terminal, I set the dessert box aside and get up. I have 3 hours. That's plenty of time. Liam and Caleb are in the meeting in order outside of the office. I take out the key Caleb gave me. It actually works. Oh, okay, we're being snoopy. We're snooping around. The door opens and then closes. Soft glow from a virtual screen illuminates the quiet office. His password is... In the past, Caleb used to jumble words and letters and numbers that were meaningful to him, a particular pattern to create passwords. I tried 2 combinations, and both are incorrect. Only one attempt again. I clench my fist. After a moment of hesitation, I try again. It works! The password was a combination of when you come back on my birthday. Oh! Oh! I can't afford any distractions. I'd be so distracted. As duplicated access permissions, I quickly search for anything useful. His personal profile. There it is. The profile reveals that Caleb graduated from DAA Aerospace Academy and participated in secret training during his 3rd year. He achieved outstanding results. Secret training. Another thing I didn't know about. Subsequently, because of his exceptional performance in finding new patrol routes within Deepspace Tunnel, he was promoted to the fleet's colonel. Recommended by Professor Lucius, so this person indeed played a role in Caleb's joining this fleet. The Caleb depicted in this profile is nothing like the person I know, and in addition to the unfamiliar resume, there's also a full body scan image. It is gradually revealed second by second, and the part that's already visible, his right arm, is marked in an abnormal shade of blue. I zoom in on the blue area and notice how the bone and muscle structure are different from his other arm. This is what they're referring to as modification? Just as I'm about to take a closer look, the system abruptly shuts down. The account is forcefully locked out. A notification appears saying that the device lock-in permissions have been revoked. Please verify your identity. Have I been discovered? Taking a deep breath, I quickly delete the terminal usage log. When I turn to leave, my clothes snag on the drawer and yanks it open. Inside the drawer, a small rectangular object rests atop a pile of paper reports. Chip implanter, for clinical trials only. It's a Turing chip. Without hesitating, I hide the implanter in my shoe's secret compartment. Hold up! We're just gonna graze over that? Why do we... Why are we James Bonding this shit? I close the drawer and get ready to leave. The door opens. Oh, hi, Caleb! In the dim room, the brim of Caleb's cap casts a shadow over his gaze. Like he tilts his head.
Why are you waiting for me here?
It took too long. I was getting impatient. The justification sounded absurd, even to me. My palms begin to sweat, but he just grins.
Is that so? Let's get going then. The meeting ended early. Time to go home.
I'm scared and aroused. His eyes almost unnoticeably drift over to the now dark virtual. Before he turns and holds out his hand towards me, I don't move.
What's wrong?
Aren't you going to ask me?
About what? About why you're in my office? Or whether you found the thing you were looking for?
Oh, I'm so invested. Pulling back his hand from the door handle, Caleb lowers his head, his gaze obscured by the darkness of the night, engulfs me head to toe.
Anyone entering the Colonel's office without permission will be taken to the interrogation room. No exceptions. But I'm the Colonel. Whether you're entering without permission or here because of my orders, I have the final say.
There's the authority again!
There's just one minor thing, though. Any intrusion and duplication of system permissions will be reported straight to HQ. Covering up the traces will be a hassle.
Caleb slowly pries my finger from the terminal decryptor and takes it. His movement is deliberate, yet firm, leaving no room for resistance.
I doubt you'd put me between a rock and a hard place, right?
The face, the voice, the actions. I know them all too well, yet the person standing before me is like a stranger. I open my mouth, attempting to question him, but the words falter and fade away. In the face of his composure, all my feelings seem utterly pointless. Caleb, I just want to figure out what kind of trouble you're caught up in right now. Can you tell me?
I can't speak about anything that's classified.
What happens if you do? Will you also be sent to Atlee Island and become another abandoned pawn?
When's the last time you took care of your hair? It's a lot longer now.
Bitch, that dodge! That wasn't... I've never seen someone dodge a question in a more obvious way, other than, how's that weather we're having though?
I can't even see your eyes.
Amidst the blinding gleam from the insignia on his shoulder, after a long pause, I slowly managed to wry a smile. Caleb, has anyone ever told you that this uniform is like your mask? Stands motionless. The door is right there, and we're locked in a standoff, unable to move past each other and leave. Let's go home. Darkness has shrouded his eyes, making his expression hard to read. He glances down for a moment, then lifts his gaze again. The fleeting wavering has already dissipated like a mirage.
Okay, let's go home.
No, Caleb wouldn't reveal the fleet's secrets to me. He once said he would have been abandoned if he didn't join the fleet. He didn't want me to suffer that pain again. Also, admitted that he always been this cold, distant, gloomy person, whether affected by the chip or not. I can't tell which version of him is real Caleb. But I know he's the most important person to me in this world. I won't put him between a rock and a hard place. Fleet's colonel, secret training, the touring chip, modifications, whatever these terms really mean, they're the string that binds Caleb's hand and feet. These strings compelled him to reappear before me, and one day, the unseen hand controlling these strings will pull him away from me once more. The Tomb Fleet's handover is undoubtedly a conundrum. I'm bracing myself for the process to drag on endlessly. Yet 3 days later, an unexpected banquet is held. Okay. The music. Ooh. This is a vibe. As music fills the air and glasses clink, people approach Caleb every now and then to offer their toast in his honor.
I never thought the handover would progress so smoothly. Will you also present the survey report at HQ next month, Colonel?
There's a bright future ahead of you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
After dealing with another officer who came by for chat, Caleb finally puts his glass down and walks to the corner where I'm standing.
It's only been a couple of minutes and your hair's looking a little messy. Where did you go?
What? What is his obsession with our hair? He has a fucking obsession with it. He's mentioned it twice now. And he loves drying. He has a thing for that, doesn't he? He so does. He gestures for me to lower my head. The ornate mirror beside me catches a transient glint. It's from the hairpin Caleb gave me before the event.
I imagined how good you'd look with it when I bought this. And I was right. You're stunning. Do you like it?
I like you! His fingertips brush against the back of my ear. It makes me shiver, but I don't flinch, and I don't say anything either. From your earlier conversation, the handover of the tomb fleet went well.
So you've been paying attention to what I say. Well, you're correct.
But until the day before yesterday, most of them were still unwilling to cooperate. My gaze sweeps across the banquet hall as I silently savor this peace I haven't experienced in a while. There are no biting remarks or sarcasm, but amidst the soothing music, the faces drift. Drifting by are peaceful and somewhat unfamiliar.
Are you asking me where Colonel Heath, Tomb Officer number 3997, and all those who opposed the handover went?
Yes!
Surely you figured it out by now.
No!
They're right where they should be. They won't disrupt us or cause you any more stress. Isn't that a relief?
What did you do? Sir! Did you send them to the island? Night breeze rustles the curtains by the floor-to-ceiling window. Moonlight bathes him in its grayish glow and makes him appear like a statue made from plaster.
Why are you giving me that look?
You're full of shit. That's why.
Do you hate it when I'm like this?
No! I'm just curious. If throw a wrench in your plans like those people, what are you going to do? Lock me up again?
You wouldn't force me to do that.
Oh, watch me. Yeah, I've got your back. Doesn't matter what you do. So Caleb, why are you not telling me about your plan? I start silent in class. The music transitions to the next song! It seems like it won't receive an answer from him. I turn to leave, but instant danger erupts. What's that?
Get down!
Something whistles through the air. My sight is obscured by mist. Out of habit, I turn and draw my gun, but Caleb reacts even faster. Suspended in front of his forehead, defying gravity, is a bullet. You're their target! Quick, take cover! I tighten my grip on my gun and try to leave Caleb behind the pillar, but he stops me in my track. He doesn't meet my gaze. His eyes linger on his palm. Instead, his lips press into a thin line for some reason. Caleb?
There's no point in hiding. This bullet is probably their first move.
As we talk to each other, the commotion inside the hall quickly subsides. Well-trained officers quickly regain control of the scene, but the assassin has yet to be captured.
It's a diversion. Their actual target must be elsewhere.
He slowly clenches his fist. When he raises his head, the shadow of his cap brim obscures his eyes. Following his line of sight, I look outside. He's staring in the direction of the Alpha and Beta Fleet base.
You stay here. Liam.
How many people can you trust right now, Caleb? I'm your best choice. He takes his grip of my wrist. Something flickers in Caleb's gaze. A hint of hesitation betrays his words for the first time.
It's possible that either the Alpha or Beta Fleet base has been taken over, but I can't be sure which one. I already sent people to the Alpha Fleet base.
We'll check out another base for you. Our eyes lock and we find ourselves in a stalemate once more. This time, after a long silence, Caleb finally relents.
Liam, go with her.
Bitch! Adjutant, standing silently beside us, looks at Caleb. After they make eye contact, he nods to acknowledge the order.
Be careful.
Yeah. You too. I hastily holster my gun and head for the exit. Before I step into the dark night, I look back. Caleb, you really do need me for this, right?
Yes.
Alright, wait for my good news. The girl's figure fades into the night. She is headed in opposite direction of where the real danger lies. Things stopped working, and might have stopped working. Give me a second. Sometimes it just stops working. No, it's not. It still works. Cool. The face on Caleb... No, the face on Caleb's neck bulge and then recede. He narrows his eyes at the bullet in his palm for a long while. He slowly tightens his grip around. That was completely unnecessary. The unfathomable darkness, the only sort of light, emanates from a door slightly ajar in the fleet's armory. The approaching sound of footsteps reverberates in the vacant, dim corridor. The man who's sitting in the room unveils a maleficent grin.
You're quick on your feet.
It's you! Seemingly crushed by an unseen force, the man's veins instantly swell. His face turns red as he collapses to his knees, unable to control his fall. At the same time, numerous red dots light up, all zeroing in on Caleb's figure that concealed among the shadows.
Who said you could start it when she was around?
Oh.
How could you?
No gunshots ring out. The expected explosion never comes. Caleb locks eyes with a dumbfounded man as he walks into the light, one deliberate step at a time. The gun barrel aimed at him are twisted downward. The crisp sound of breaking bones cuts through the air as he steps onto the man's wrist pinned to the ground.
Having me die for no clear reason in this armory I've just taken over. Honestly, it's not a bad idea. That'll definitely make those cunning old foxes at the top suspicious. Naturally, I'll be a perfect justification to purge all the people I've just gathered under me.
After slowly putting on his gloves, Caleb leans down and grabs the man's distorted, reddening face.
Too bad you picked the wrong target.
Gotta save up for later. Caleb. Oh! Caleb's hand moves to the man's throat. His eyes bulge with pain as Caleb's grip tightens, and the bones in his neck creak under the pressure.
Don't you dare to kill!
Why don't I? Haven't you already come up with a reason for it? A firearms mishap in the armory, with Colonel Heath and others heroically sacrificed. Humor me for a bit. Who do you think those old foxes will protect? A valuable colonel? Or a bunch of corpses with unknown causes of death?
Colonel Caleb, it's been a long while.
In the shadows, a slender figure emerges. With a flick of that person's fingers, dark blue veins abruptly surface on the side of Caleb's neck. He's brought down to his knees.
I thought destroying the Turing chip would be difficult. I'll just use your dead body as a greeting gift to Professor Lucius then.
Incandescent light bulb suddenly goes out, with a flash of lightning outside, Caleb's pupils contract in an instant.
I was wondering how Heath would dare to act so recklessly. Turns out it was you.
With bloodshot eyes and muscles taut with strain, Caleb slowly lifts his head, each movement underscored by the flickering and throbbing hum of electricity.
Even with you involved, the outcome will still be the same.
The door slams shut with a jarring finality, setting off a symphony of sounds that echo like a chaotic banquet. Yet, as the thunderstorm rages, the cacophony gradually gives way to silence. I'm struggling to read shit. Well, I think we can finish this, right? Probably in half an hour, I think. Maybe. We'll see. The dew thunder grumbles in the sky as a deep roar resounds from the command center that concealed within dark clouds. Aircraft stands on the silent runway. After checking both bases, I confirmed that the so-called takeover was nothing but a fabrication. Above my head, the navigation lights of more than a dozen aircrafts weave dense, glowing trails across the night sky. The wind stirs up the airwaves, sending them swirling into the distance. Those are Caleb's reinforcements, right? I look at the adjutant that forcefully escorted me back to Skyhaven. In the descending rain, his countenance remains calm. The fleet bases were never in danger. It was Caleb who played the diversion, and you knew this, Liam.
Considering the circumstances, ensuring you left the area was for the best.
Did he also predict they'd make a move out at tonight's banquet? Caleb planned out everything, but I never thought my role would have me be out of the game.
You were the only person the Colonel can trust. However, your presence would affect his decisions. Please don't hold this against him.
How could I? It's just that this overwhelming need to protect me is kind of laughable. Calling him out. Even if I returned to the fleet's command center now, I'd only end up being a spectator on Caleb's side. On the dimly lit street, where light and shadow intertwine, I shuffle around aimlessly. Liam, you're Caleb's adjutant. Do you think he trusts you?
I don't need the Colonel's trust. I only need his orders.
If he orders you to leave behind your loved ones, you'd do it?
That's precisely why I can stand by his side and serve him.
Red light flickers on the opposite side of the empty crossroad. I stop in my tracks and look into his empty gaze.
Miss Hunter, we're not the same as you.
How so? Is it because I haven't been modified by the chip? Liam, if the chip was implanted into me, what would your colonel
do? Whatever it takes to get it removed. But miss, you don't have to put yourself through that pain.
Of course.
You're safe now. I'll start heading back. The Colonel said he'll be waiting for you at home after the banquet ends.
Liam bows and salutes me. He turns to leave. The downpour drapes over the glass wall by the street. I look over and see my blurred reflection in the cascade of falling azaic apple petals. The Turing chip I took from the Colonel's office is still in the secret compartment of my shoe, along with the implanter. The remaining distance between Caleb and me will disappear with just one simple press. Oh, that's a bad idea. The streetlights glimmer in the rain as I sit on a bench. I'm drained of strength. The implantation is quick and simple. No! God, I'm a fucking idiot! Oh my god! There's just a faint trace on the inside of my arm. A secret to bear alone. Just like me against the world, and I'd go to any lengths to cry out in my agony. Just imagine Caleb's reaction upon finding this out sends a shiver through the depths of my heart. Sound of the footsteps draw closer, just as a shadow engulfs me and the rain stops.
I've been looking for you everywhere. Why didn't you return home? Liam shouldn't have left you alone in the street.
I walked here by myself. That has nothing to do with him.
Why are you sitting in the rain like this? You'll get sick.
When we played hide and seek in the past, Caleb always managed to find me. But even if he finds me now, I can't bear the thought of going back to that place called home with him. Caleb, look. There are azaic apples in Skyhaven. I turn away from Caleb's face, letting my gaze drift to the line of blossoming trees that extend into the rain.
There was an Asiatic apple tree by the train station near our old home. Every year when its petals fell, you'd be there to see me off before I left for Skyhaven.
Aww.
I didn't know you liked Asiatic apples.
I don't. Because Asiatic apple flowers take you away from me. I don't like them.
No one can take me away from you.
The vibrant cluster of flowers carry no scent, like I'm staring at a row of trees adorned with beautiful but lifeless specimens.
Will you come back with me now?
He will know, right? He'll find out so quick. Hello! How long do you plan to look me up? A month? A year? A decade?
If every problem pulls me further away from you, then I'll spend a lifetime searching for the answers. But until that final moment, we'll always be together.
What if my friends and colleagues from the association come looking for me?
In that case, I'll hold a funeral they can attend, so they'll think you're gone forever.
What the fuck?! That's insane!
Let's go back, or else you'll catch a cold.
It's funny that you're worried about me catching a cold after discussing my funeral.
So, if I don't show concern as someone close to you, it doesn't count as being genuine.
Don't look at me like that! Don't look at me like that! Don't look at me like that!
You can't convince yourself to hate me with every fiber of your being. Wouldn't you agree? I'll eventually find a way to make things right. As long as you're by my side.
I love the fact that water gathers at the rim of his hat. Caleb, I hate it when you're like this. What the fuck happened? I give up. What I hate most is how you're always able to change my mind. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
No!
I feel like I don't know how to take care of you anymore.
What's going on? Caleb! Bitch died! Again!
Let's go home.
He is not okay. My bro is out. He's fucking out. What the fuck? Oh great, we're just passed out in the street together. That will not end. That wasn't end well in any scenario. Dear God. In Caleb's current state, I can't entrust him to anyone in the fleet. I have to take him home. Without even drying off from the rain, I use all my strength to bring him to the bedroom. As soon as I push open the door, his weight pulls me down onto the soft bed with him. Did we drag him all the way here? Prop myself up, and my gaze is drawn to the crimson vase behind his ear.
Warning. Emotional fluctuations have surpassed the threshold limit.
Amidst the deafening roar of thunder, he seems ensnared in a deep nightmare. In agony, he pulls his collar apart.
Don't take her away.
No! I'm here! I'm not going anywhere! He clenches his fists, his pale knuckles leaving behind a trail of blood. I quickly take his hand and press it against my chest. The crimson vein beneath his skin branch out from behind his ear, extend to his shoulder, and flow down his tense right arm.
Commencing chip activation process. Executing mandatory erasure of neurons.
Sweat soaks the hair on his forehead, dripping onto the bedsheet. Meanwhile, his body is racked with spasms. Even though I'm unaware of what changes his body is undergoing, the scene before me is all too familiar. In the serene garden of that villa in Skyhaven, Kevi, who had recently lost a sister, went through a similar experience. This isn't good, I have to make it stop. Steadying my trembling hands, I try to reach for a button on his body, one that might not even exist. At this moment that he opens his eyes. Huh? Rooms throws around me and my back is slammed into the bed. I look up to find Caleb's face, drenched in sweat, staring back at me. Caleb? My wrists are yanked above my head, pressed against something cold and stiff. I won't say it. I won't say it. It feels as if it's not his hand that's restraining me, but rather a lifeless machine.
Why are you struggling? Are you scared of me? Do I feel like a stranger to you?
Maybe I want to be scared of you. He leans down, his damp hair catching the room's cold light in the room. His damp hair catching the room's cold light in the room? Okay, drops fall down and trickle down my collarbone.
Program complete.
How could you possibly understand my guilt and sin?
The pressure pinning me down finally eases. His body slumps onto me. Only his right arm continues to twitch in some sort of rhythmic pattern. Oh no! Since Caleb returned to me, I rarely had nightmares about him, but I dreamt of him that night. There was no sun, he floated with a dark green jungle. Ropes that bound him morphed into veins sprouting from sturdy branches. They wrapped around his wrists and ankles like venomous snakes flicking their tongue. Every muscle swelled under the veins, encroachment. Tiny hair like thorns pierced his skin and greedily siphoned nutrients from his flesh. They then injected new toxins into his nerves. His body trembled like a beast caught in a trap, struggling against restraints that only grew tighter with every move. Finally, he crashed into the dirt, buried by leaves carrying the scent of decay. A wilted leaf fell down slowly. It covered his hollow eye socket. The jungle devoured his body, leaving him as a withered tree, choked by its grasp. Waking up from the dream, I groggily reached towards the other side of the bed. Caleb? My palm feels nothing but a mattress. I instantly return to reality. Caleb? Bitch, where did you go? I need to go to the living room. As soon as I make a turn into the hallway, morning light floods my vision. Haven's sunlight has always been brighter than the one that touches Lincoln. Through the gaps between my fingers, a figure becomes clear, as if rising from a pool of clear water. When did you get up? I let out a sigh of relief and walked towards Caleb. I placed my palm on his forehead and slided down his right arm, gently squeezing as I go. Do you feel better now? Let me take a look.
You...
His gaze shifts to my face, holding a photo that was originally placed on the coffee table.
When I woke up this morning, I saw you were lying down next to me.
Oh, is that it? Not intending to guess the meaning behind his words, I lower my head and take the photo from him. In it, Caleb is wearing a uniform. The girl next to him is planting a tender kiss on his slightly surprised face. His embrace and the way he carries himself feel familiar. His body doesn't resist, and it's almost as like he wants more. This is a photo of Caleb and me. It was taken when he graduated from Aerospace Academy.
So...
Finger brushed my temple as he tucks a strand of hair behind my ear, tracing the curve of my jaw. Caleb gently lifts my skin. Huh? His cool touch strokes my cheek as if he's seeking an answer to some enigmatic question beneath my skin.
Who are you?
No. 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 You're not allowed to do that to me. No. Caleb, you don't remember me? No, you're not allowed to do it. That's illegal. I have decided no. I need to just know that. No. No. Oh. That's gonna be a no for me. It's just no. The most absurd assumption ends up being true. Caleb is sitting in front of me, yet he acts like a puppet stripped of its soul. Unlike Keffy, his memories haven't been altered. The Turing chip has completely wiped them out. So it's more than just me. You don't even remember who you are. As he sits on the couch, it feels as though a frosted glass wall separates us. He's so near, yet I can't see him clearly.
But I remember the way you made me feel.
He lowers his head, his index finger fishing out the metal necklace hiding under his collar.
I also remember you gave this to me. Were we close like this?
We. You could say that! Everything that's happened, it's hard to put our relationship into simple words. He was one of the most important people in my life, even with all that happened. He's still someone I can't afford to lose. My heartbeat is like a balloon that rises high, only to come crashing back into my chest. I look eyes with Caleb. A ridiculous thought strikes me like lightning. No matter what I say, he'll believe me. We're... Faint words can't encapsulate even a fraction of what we've been through, so I turn the question back to him. What do you think our relationship is? See my reflection in Caleb's eyes. At this moment, I'm the only one in this gaze.
I don't know, but when I see you...
My reflection becomes more vivid in his pupils as he leans in. His breath glides past my ear as he nestles his head in the crook of my neck.
I just want to hold you in my arms.
Oh! It's fucking love and depression again! Though gentle and hesitant, it's still an embrace that belongs only to me. Out of selfishness, I allow this misunderstanding to persist by remaining silent. Perhaps words aren't needed between us. All we need is touching each other, claiming one another as our own. Okay. Okay, if you can't remember for now, I'll always be here. Pleasure from the deceit and setting traps almost numbs my limbs. I tighten my hold on him. My lips brush against his earlobe. Just like what you've done for me. The open window is closed as a sudden breeze sweeps through the room. Our shadows intertwine and blend into the flickering darkness, mingling with the shifting patches of light on the floor. Caleb, can you promise me something? From now on, you won't go anywhere else. You'll always still be by my side. Is that okay? For a moment of hesitation, the chills touch of his arms seeped through the thin fabric of my clothes and settle on the small of my back. The tightening force devours the last bit of distance between us.
I promise.
That shit must make us fucking Delulu, right? Yes, we've done nothing to insinuate that this is what we want. And all of a sudden, we're just like, oh, you can't leave us. No. Like, yes, we've been wanting him to stay, but not as in a fucking I went insane and asked him. You know, we've been a very, very down-to-earth person so far. What the fuck is this? It has to be the chip. It has to be. I refuse to believe. We're not yandere, that's his fucking thing, not ours. Memsenia Killiab was like a blank page in a book, the results of an error, and if someone must rewrite him, then that person was me, and me alone. I hid his phone, fleet uniform, communication device, and everything else that might wake him up from this dream. Girl, you're crazy. It's never easy to locate a fleet colonel's residence. That dim house was a chaotic black hole of evading the constraints of time. He's reduced to a solitary floating island that drifts within, and I was the sole resident. Over the course of 3 days, it's as if we've returned to our childhood, to the small garden of that shelter where we first met. We only grew with each other's company, and the world beyond these walls didn't mean anything to us. Caleb, There are a lot of monsters outside. Will the world end tomorrow? There's no need to be afraid of the end of the world. Where do you want to go today? Let's have some fun. The amusement park. And that's where we went! Very normal! This is a completely normal and not toxic situation at all. Skyhaven's amusement park was built on a small island near the central island. The top half of the Ferris wheel disappears into the clouds. Amidst the crowd screams, the pendulum ride reaches its apex. Just off the ride, I lean against the railing, my stomach churning like a storm.
Aren't you supposed to be a deep space hunter? Is it safe for you to hunt in deep space when you're like this?
Caleb crouches down in front of me as he holds the ice cream he just brought. I didn't have breakfast today besides. Suppressing a sudden wave of nausea, I lean in and take a quick bite of ice cream in his hand. It's just a title. That doesn't mean we're hunters in deep space or we go into deep space to hunt.
So, if you're a deep space hunter, then what am I?
A very normal person who definitely didn't lose his memories that I'm now filling in because I'm so normal. You're Caleb, right? Coming up and letting out a sigh of relief, I placed the puppy hair's head. I've been holding on Caleb's head, and I hook his index finger with mine as we walk into the bustling crowd. You're the sidekick of a deep space hunter. Fucking put puppy ears on him. Life flows differently in the amusement park. Even without planning anything, we still managed to spend the entire day here. The dusky Skyhaven paints the sky in a shade of purple and orange as the sun sinks into the distant sea of clouds. The sightseeing train loops around the floating island. In the last passenger car, Caleb and I sit side by side in the back row.
I bet you used to tease me all the time. Am I right?
Yes. He removes the headwear and tucks it into the plush apple bag slung over his chest. He ties the glittering balloon to the train car handle. I always took it willingly, even enjoying it. He pats his own shoulder.
Want to take a nap?
Yes! Please? I yawn again and lean my hand on him. Caleb, in a happy place like an amusement park, no one wants to waste time sleeping.
Really? Well, this place kind of feels like a dream. And I don't think it's a waste of time to sleep in a dream.
Are we dreaming? Shifting into a comfortable position, I nestle Caleb and close my eyes. Now promise me you'll still be here when I wake up. The wheels rumble as they begin to move. Suddenly, the watch on my wrist emits a faint vibration. I turn away from him a little and check the messages. It's a notice from the Hunters Association. My temporary assignment is supposed to end in 3 days. The association is asking about the progress of this mission and confirming my return date.
You took away my phone, so it's only fair if I confiscate your watch. Why do you look unhappy?
I put away my watch and turn around. It's nothing. Our sweet dream is about to close its doors.
It'll be open again tomorrow. We can come back.
Clouds in the sky look like flowing oil plating. Right behind Caleb is the fleet's command center on the central island's highest point. It's been MIA for 3 whole days. I wonder how long it'll take for the storm to reach us as it brews atop that tower. Words rush to my lips, but suddenly, for some reason, my mind feels foggy from a throbbing pain. Maybe this planet will explode tomorrow. It'll be the end of the world.
That's nothing to be afraid of. The world we live in is already mid-explosion. So even if it comes to an end, we can always move on to the next one.
He really sounds the world's already burning, bitch. The pain inside my wrist intensifies, but somehow my nerves start to twitch with a strange, excited tremor. I'm older now. I don't believe in those stories anymore. I look down at Caleb's hand, resting by his knee. Carefully, I separate his fingers and give them a soft squeeze. I just realized how big your hands are.
Back then, when I was teaching you how to shoot, I couldn't completely cover your hands. But now...
Caleb's eyelashes flutter down as he lets me play with his fingers, and gently closes his hands around mine, enveloping it in complete warmth. Now we've both grown up.
Does that mean we can finally do all the things we used to want to do but couldn't before?
We couldn't do? Or you mean the things we wouldn't dare to do? Our fingers intertwine, our skins are rubbing against each other. I can feel his heartbeat travel from his bone to my ear. Caleb's voice takes on a serious tone.
What if I dare? Will you do the same?
My fingers slightly tremble in his grip. I have a sense that something's about to happen. I look up and force myself to respond with a determined smile. Caleb, since you said that, then... Kiss me. Kiss me. Seeing Caleb hesitate, I hear myself let out a scoff. You coward! Just as I'm about to turn away, he suddenly presses his nose against mine.
What did you just say?
He does not like being called a coward. Our breaths blend because we're so close to each other, and the warmth from his dry lips begins to stir everything around us. We're all bark and no bite. This is a bluff. And suddenly, the closeness makes me falter. Caleb leans in, just as I expected. In that instant, it feels like electricity jolts through my nerves. Before the moment can unfold, I turn my face away. His lip brushes against my ear, and I sit stiffly, watching a plane dive into a cotton candy-like cloud in the distance.
Coward.
Yeah. So, you know what? That's very well deserved. My head begins to feel foggy and heavy again. Out of the corner of my eye, I note several aircrafts approaching the floating island. No, sir. Exclusive to the fleet at Caleb's command, every deployment is inevitably linked to its colonel. Tension grips me as I see them. I quickly wrap my arm around Caleb's neck. Caleb, let's go home. This is such a whiplash of a story. He follows my hurried glance, but fortunately, the drifting clouds obscure everything from view.
We'll head back as soon as we get off the train.
Let's leave now, or are you scared or something? I'd stretch endlessly outside the train, but I know Caleb will find a way out eventually. I press my hands against the edge of the train car and push myself up.
Hey, where are you going?
Use your evil. Everywhere is fine. Doesn't matter. Anyway, tomorrow's the end of the world. He grabs my arm and pulls me back into the train car. As his eyes sweep over my inner arm, his grip tightens around my wrist.
Where did this come from? The chip?
I see his lip moving, but I can't hear him. Everything is drowned out by a piercing buzz. They're here, Caleb. They're coming. Oh, fuck. We're going insane. My body feels lighter, and the sweltering heat vanishes into darkness, drenched into a cold sweat. Pain surges in waves. The only faint, straw-like glimmer of light remains, floating on the surface. Yeah, no, this is totally fine and normal. Definitely very fucking normal. My body no longer feels like its own. The searing pain courses through my nerves, burning me from the inside out, as if I'm being rewritten with cold, ruthless precision, as if by scalpel. Erase, organize. The relentless buzzing in my ears makes me want to scream, yet amidst the excruciating pain, something is gently pressed to my lips. I bite down instinctively, and a metallic taste spreads across my mouth. When I regain consciousness, my hand and feet are bound to the bed. I can't move. A familiar court light hits me. I'm in the fleet's infirmary. Why did you bring me here?
You need to control your emotions for now.
Wait, so you got your memories back? Wait, hold up, I missed a chapter. Caleb? He's back in his fleet uniform, wearing the same unfamiliar mask-like expression. You remember everything. Since when? When we were at the amusement park, or even before that?
I haven't even asked my questions yet. When did you get that Turing chip implanted?
I DIY'd it. Blood rushes to my head and my sanity fractures under my shaky nerves. Cold sweat pours down as I bite my lip to keep me from crying out. Let go of me! My struggles are futile to him. Caleb removes his gloves and gently rubs my swollen lip with his thumb.
Don't hurt yourself. Rest. The surgery is being prepared. The pain will disappear soon.
Pain deepens with each throb of my nerves, and my vision starts to blur again. I'm almost collapsing in his arms, but I refuse to give in. Ever since we're reunited, have you been enduring all this? Why didn't you tell me?
If telling you the truth means watching you willingly get caught up in this mess, then I would have never shown up in your life again.
Caleb, I don't understand. I changed you, treated you like a pawn, and make you do those awful things. But you belong to me. You're the person I cherish the most. How could I do this to you?
You're not feeling well, Pipsqueak. Please, just rest. When you wake up...
Oh! When Caleb isn't paying attention, I quietly do the wrist raise.
What are you doing?
Push him away, slip off the bed, and stagger towards the door. No one can take you away from me. I'll bring you to a place where no one can find us. I feel as if my body is out of control. When the spinning finally steadies, I find myself stumbling and sitting down by the door. Behind me, Caleb walks over. He looks grim. Let go of me!
When you're like this, where do you think you can go? If you can't calm down, just stay like this for now. Remember when we were kids and you had a fever? You were so restless that I worried you'd hurt yourself by biting your tongue. So I let you bite my hand instead.
What the fuck?
One time you bit down really hard, and that mark lasted for 2 weeks. At the time, I thought that when you were older, I'd settle the score with you. One grievance at a time.
You go, girl. Now I'm the one who's... Fuck, that was too quick. Wait, no. I'm the one who settles the score with you. What do I want? I want to peel open your heart and see what secrets are hidden within. I'm sorry, I'm very...
A trial?
I'm very distracted. I'm trying to keep up, but I'm so distracted. As the first Space Fleet's colonel, you've never been put on trial like this before, right? I'm very distracted.
What are you accusing me of?
You killed my Caleb. Why does it... Wait, what does that say? The Caleb in this uniform, I don't like it. I have to disagree.
Pipsqueak, you should get some sleep now.
Why did we do that? It was so sudden. Look at you. You're like a sinner who's confessing.
Then can you carry a little of this sin too? Don't leave me in this loneliness any longer.
My head hurts.
It'll be like when we were kids. When you wake up, there won't be a trace of pain or any memory of it left behind.
Okay. Whoa! Behind the glass wall, Liam watches the girl as she lies on the device. The neutral scan projection shows a red area spreading from the chip. It indicates that less than 10% of her body is affected by the corrosion.
Forcefully dissolving the chip will erase all memories formed since its implantation, and it could cause irreversible damage to how her brain remembers things. The worst outcome would be that she loses all her memories. Do you still want to proceed with the surgery?
Yes.
Presses the execute button and maneuvers the device to push the girl into an extraction pod. Liam hasn't checked his chip modification progress for a while, so it's been a long time since his last lost control of his emotions. Most of his memories are with his wife, which were erased during the initial struggle. The only fragment that remains in the image of the tears she shed when she... He knew he should have cried too, but his feelings were like rusted old machinery. They rigidly froze his outstretched hand.
The chip has been successfully dissolved. The user memories have been erased.
The process finishes smoothly, and the projection automatically disappears. The only unknown answer will be revealed when she wakes up. Liam looks at Caleb, who's beside him. With how he now observes things, he can't say which is more agonizing, forgetting someone or being forgotten by them. It's beginning. Oh no, we forgot about him! Oh no! No, right? No. They followed by a soft creak in the door opening. For a long while trying to place it, I finally recognized the face before me. It seems to emerge from a hazy water-like blur. Caleb! Oh, thank fuck. Oh my god. Sunlight spills a reddish-golden hue into the room as I lift my hand to shield my eyes from the glaring sunset. Outside, Caleb leans in to block the light from me.
I asked the association if you could take sick leave. So, whether you want to rest at home or walk outside for the next few days, I'll be by your side.
My head feels heavy and foggy, as if I've lost some important fragment of memory. Our eyes meet, and slowly my gaze drifts to the red mark peeking out from behind the scarf. A bite mark? Caleb, what happened? Caleb slightly purses his lips. For a fleeting moment, his expressions appears peculiar. It's as if he's fallen into an abyss of sorrow.
It's okay if you can't remember for now. Eat something first.
He helps me up, tucks a pillow behind my waist, and sits on the edge of the bed. He's holding a bowl of porridge. The millet porridge is thick and fragrant. No, perfectly cooked. Fuck off! I take a couple of spoonfuls from his hand, turning my face away.
You don't want more?
No! I don't feel like it. Ugh. He gives a slight nod and stands up. As he turns around, a sudden wave of anxiety hits me. I immediately grasp the fabric at his waist. Where are you going?
I'm just putting the bowl away.
Caleb sits back down and opens his mouth like he's about to speak, yet he chooses to remain silent.
Don't worry. I won't go anywhere until you fall asleep.
The shadow under his eyes betrays a night of sleeplessness. He gently brushes away a strand of my hair.
Feeling sleepy?
Every cell in my brain feels drained. It's like I've fought for so long. Still, I shake my head. I don't want to rest. May she help me fall asleep? I have a hunch that when I wake up, he'll no longer be the Caleb who only belongs to me. I curl up against his chest. For a moment, he wraps his arms around me, resting his chin on my shoulder, and letting out a soft, tender laugh.
Sure. Should I tell you a bedtime story? or do something else.
Bedtime story! Yeah! No bedtime story. You've never been a good storyteller since we were kids. Besides, I don't want to hear more of your stories. Full silvery light glimmers near my neck. The metal pendant gently swings back and forth, struggling to keep my eyes open. I cradle the pendant in my palm. When you come back, do you still remember what this gift represents?
You hoped I'd come back safe and sound from every mission, right?
Back then, I thought, if you could just return to me, I wouldn't ask for anything else. A fleeting emotion passes through Caleb's eyes. I look up and tenderly touch his face. Rub. Caleb, you'll always stay by my side, right?
Yes.
Then should I put a bell around your neck? I trace my fingers along his neck and brush over his Adam's apple before pressing down on the center of his collarbone. It'll be right here. That way you won't be able to escape.
When you held my hand that day for the first time, I knew I'd never get away from you.
Leans down and kisses my forehead with a tenderness to show how much he cherishes me.
So don't be afraid. No matter what happens, I'll be here for you.
Oh!
Now, time to sleep.
A smile settles into a comfortable position in his arms. I close my eyes, holding his hand gently. What Caleb doesn't know is that the dissolution of the Turing chip didn't completely erase those memories. Even long after, I still remember every absurd story I told him during those 3 days. The misplaced kiss amongst the clouds, and the soaring warmth of his skin. However, this little secret only exists in those 3 days. It must wither and decay, buried in soil, even if we were to fall and get devoured in the dense jungle. The amusement park is closed. Dreams are meant to remain within the realms of dreams. Oh my god! That's so good. No one has visited the small garden behind the shelter in a long time. The young man wearing a uniform pushes open the iron gate and walks along the desolate path into the expanse of plants. His leather boots step over a toppled seesaw in the weeds. In the distance, within his view, a girl is sitting on a paper crane. Her back faces him. She swings her legs over when she turns to him. The rusty spring beneath her emits a jarring, screeching note. Caleb, you're here! The side of the elephant slide was etched with uneven marks of their height as they grew up. One row on the left, one row on the right. These marks were always sit a little bit higher than hers.
I'm the older one, so I'll always be taller.
Yeah, you know, I said the same thing to my fucking brother. Weird time to bring up my brother, but I said the same and now he's like 2 heads taller than me. It feels bad, man.
And because I'm older than you, my hands are bigger.
Yeah.
I'll start school earlier too. I'll always be a step ahead. That's just how it is.
The boy's voice fades away. He looks up and sees his 11-year-old self climbing a tall tree near the building for the first time. He sits at the treetop and draws out a paper crane from the window using his easel, and brings the girl from inside the building to the window's edge. He times it perfectly, peeks out from under the windowsill, and extends his hand towards her. He asks if she wants to come along with him. This abandoned place with overgrown vegetation is our first paradise. Let the wind sweep away those lingering echoes of the past. Hide and seek is over, and she appears before him from the swirling darkness. Caleb! How come you're always the first one to find me? His voice pierces his heart like a jolt of electricity, a lingering affliction he can never quite heal. It's also the source of his fears, his retreats, and his darkest thoughts. He stands at the end of everything, drawing him in warps into a black hole around her. He claps his right arm as though offering a solemn gesture of devotion.
Maybe it's because I love you a little more than you realize.
Is he the first love interest to actually say he loves us. Oh, Christ! He's the first one to tell us that! Oh my god. He actually said it. Oh. Oh. Oh, that actually made my heart go pitter-patter. The zero-gravity lab, the young men's not bodies, float under the cold light, suspended in almost primordial state. Tiny currents of electricity crackle in the air and slither into his mechanical right arm.
The partial modification that's been completed is still under the Turing chip's control. However, we can't access the chip's records of Caleb's memories.
Has the chip been damaged?
Despite Caleb not being the perfect subject, they sacrifice a great deal to obtain him. If the Turing chip in his body suffers any damage, the long-hidden plan will be in vain.
The chip's integrity is at 93%. It appears he's purposefully sealed his brain rather than damaging it. The patrol data we input disappears whenever it reaches a specific area. It doesn't get rejected or intercepted. It vanishes as if...
It's being pulled into a black hole.
Yes.
How troublesome.
Humans are inherently flawed, making us indecisive and hesitant. Only by erasing these weaknesses can we become invincible. If we don't tackle this area, we'll never be able to achieve a complete modification to him. Is there another way?
The Enforcer inputs another string of characters on the control panel after a moment.
Found it. This area was encrypted with multiple layers, so there must be a key to unlock it. There's likely only one key, and it's probably a one-time use.
The old man nods, giving one last glance at his great work before turning to leave the room.
Then let's find it, no matter the cost.
Oh my god. That was so good! That was so good! I had so much fun! I loved that! That was a blast! That was so well written, holy shit! That was 3 hours of reading and I'm very tired. Oh my god, that was so fun. Also so fucking sad. Why are all the myths so fucking sad? They did a great job with it, they did. Oh, that was... Wow. Oh, wrong fucking thing. That was so good. I enjoyed every second of that. This is why I'm obsessed with this game, because like, yes, it has spice and it has cute moments, but also it is genuinely so well written. And it conveys such emotion. Like, yes, it's a Gooner game. I know, but also, I genuinely care for these characters. And like, their stories are so good. Oh, I'm so glad. This was so good. I haven't been this invested since Silas probably dropped. I did play through Silas's Myth, but I will play through it on stream again. Isn't it time girls got a Goomer that game? Yes. This is for the gays. The girls and the gays, you know? The girls, the gays, the days. This is exactly what I needed. Okay. Thank you, Raph, for letting me know I should eat. This game, yes, it is a gacha Gunner game, but it is so well written. Also, all of the male leads are adults. None of them look like kids, you know? So I think we're winning. I think we won. I'll take that as a victory. Because it's basically just Otome, you know? Yes, they're red flags, because guess what? That makes it fun. That's what makes it fun. Oh, this game. It has my entire heart. Like,